uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports.
Just a PSA, right? Memorial Day weekend is coming up, right? So just a slight reminder. All right, I don't think I need to educate nobody. Slight reminder. You don't tell a veteran thank you for your service if they still living. That's Veterans Day. Memorial Day is for the fallen. We give respect to the fallen. I have several comrades of mine that did, pass away in combat, pass away from service in general. Those are who you give respect to. You don't tell a vet thank you for your service because Memorial Day coming up, because it deals with death. It deals with the fallen. It deals with posthumans. So that's all I'm putting out there for that. So I wanted to get that, out the rip. Hey, can you hear me, Amin?
Yeah. What's up, WCS?
What's good? Hey, shout out to the building. I sent the link out. I'm doing an open panel. I invited my guy Amin, man, from the X universe over to the YouTube universe to talk his shit. Over and discuss some boxing topics. How you feeling today, bro?
What's good, man? Appreciate you for letting me up.
So I want to get your take on some topics, man. However you feel like giving them, of course. And this is just simply based off the activity that's going on, within boxing. The Shakur Stevenson fight. Let's start with it because I don't want to take extremely a long amount of time on it. But you heard the interview that he had with Mike Coppinger. Do you feel, what is your take, first of all? What does Shakur Stevenson needs to do? What does he need to do to basically get in the good graces of his boxing fans in this co-main event in Central Park? What type of performance do he need? Just usual Shakur who went in there and did the Padley, or should he just put a performance on William Cepeda and dominate unlike we expected?
I think what he need, I think he just need to show us what he's been saying, what he is, and that is that he's on another level than these type of guys.
Okay.
He keeps saying that it is. Now you need to show us. This is the fight to show us, right? And this is technically for a lot of boxing fans, this is make it or break it for Shakur. So if Shakur doesn't show out in this fight and doesn't show us that he really is on that level, for a lot of fighters, for a lot of boxing fans, they feel like, okay, he's not really like that, right? So yeah, I think this fight he really needs to step it up and show us what he got. He needs to really show us that he's on another level.
So being that he's going in there with the fighter who came off a very exciting, two-part deal with Tevin Farmer, when you say show us, we know he's had hand problems. Do you mean show us in a dominating performance, an A+ performance? Because do you believe he might have an opportunity to knock out William Cepeda, or do you think it's just going the distance?
I think the way he's talking about his hands, he's been like, again, I'm holding Shakur accountable right now. I'm using his own word and I'm holding him accountable. He been saying, "Oh, I found out the secrets about how to wrap my hands, get ready with my hands." He's not using exosomes and everything. He's already healthy and everything. Okay, you're pretty much saying your hands are gonna be healthy. You're like, you know how to deal with them right now. Are you pretty much telling us? So I'm expecting you to show us that you like they're gonna be okay. That you can fully commit to your punches, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need I'm not saying I need a knockout. I'm not even saying I need a knockdown. But what I need is this: either you do that, either you stop him, drop him, or you just show us you on another level boxing wise, right? It like if you show us like Cepeda doesn't belong in the ring with you, and you can do that even without knocking him down, or knocking him out, or stopping him. That's still good because you're still showing us that you are on a whole nother level against a guy who a lot of people believe is a stylistic bad matchup for you.
Do you feel this is Shakur Stevenson's first 50-50 fight?
Me personally, I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think personally Shakur will beat him, but I see the perception that okay, this is probably the first fight where Shakur like is gonna have some trouble because a lot of people, if we look at Shakur's career, he didn't really had much adversity in his
Yeah.
career in any fights.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people believe that this is finally the fight that Shakur might might have to think more, might have to do more, like get really into his bag, show us something. So let's see if that is true. Now I hope for him he can really show us that he's on another level because if that is true, that makes the future tank fights, the future 140 fights, if he goes up to 140, makes him even better and even more entertaining to watch. There.
That's what's up. Great point, man. Hey, I have two of my other, from the hottest chat in the game. God bless Haynes Legacy in the building. What's good with it, Haynes? What's good with it, OG Golden?
What's good with it, brother?
We just up here talking some miscellaneous boxing topics, man. I invited my guy Amin. He's mostly in the X universe over there, but he does know his boxing extensively. I think he's living out of Brooklyn right now. If I'm correct, Amin?
No, I'm not. I'm not from Brooklyn, bro.
Well, he's somewhere close to freaking New York. God damn it! He say he in Switzerland, but he's somewhere close to the U.S. We know that. But he pretty plugged in with boxing and everything. But based off what you heard, y'all, what's your take on Shakur Stevenson, man? Like we talk about the new guard coming in and relieving the old guard. Shakur Stevenson put on a freaking co-main event. He feels that he has a heavier resume than Edgar Berlanga. What's your thoughts on that?
He ain't lying. I mean, does have a better. I mean, it's better. He has a better history in boxing. It's not comparable, bro. Like you said yesterday, like Berlinga is like a rock at the bottom of the ocean, bro. Like it's not comparable. Do I think he should be a co-main? No, but am I mad about it? No, he's making his money, bro. Like I don't understand why he's so mad about it. I think that he got to do exactly what the brother. What's your name again, bro? The guy. I mean,
Oh no, my
I
name.
think,
Yeah.
I think he got to do what Amin's talking about though. And he got to put to bed all the rumors that he don't have enough power, the rumors that he don't that he can't box at an elite level past 30. I'm past 130. That's what I feel like he has to do. I really think he could go in there and get a stoppage, but even if he doesn't, he got to put a masterclass on, not Pretty Boy Floyd, but Money Mayweather, because we all know they're two different fighters.
And Haynes, why do you feel at this point in his career, masterclass is important? This is a 3-weight world champion. So what you're saying is this fight pretty much supersedes anything else or everything else he's accomplished up to this point? Is this one of the bigger fights, even though he had championship fights in his career?
No, it's not so much that, it's the perception that people have of him now. It's like
Okay, good
he
point.
seems like a privileged black dude that gets what he wants, because that ended up what happened. And he got what he wanted. He got $6 million to fight on an undercard, bro. Like that. How often does that happen for somebody that's not a heavyweight? Like he has to show me as a boxing fan why I still want to watch him. Like, I'm not going to continue to spend my money to watch something that I dislike, even though I like Shakur and I think he's a great boxer. If he's not exciting to me, I'm not going to waste my money on it.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I look at it like, Shakur definitely has eyes on him. People just want to go in there and have see that he's can go in there and definitively put a performance together that people appreciate. I mean, it's not like he ain't been going in there trying. He's been trying. But let me propose this question. Shakur goes in there and beat William Cepeda. Does that put him at the number one spot for fans to advocate for him and Tank Davis fight? Or should he go for the other title? What does this do for his status at the lightweight division? That's anybody.
Well, if he goes in there and does what he's supposed to do versus Cepeda, I mean, who else do you going? He's not going to fight Keyshawn Davis, so we already know that. I mean, even though we both disagree about that, I think they should fight each other. But if that's not it, then of course, yeah, I want him and Davis to put him in. But I want him to be able to be in a conversation to be able to go fight Gervonta though. Like, this is, if he goes in there and gives a lackluster performance, I don't want to see the Davis fight.
Okay,
that's the point. Like, it's not taking anything away from what he's done in his career. It just shows me that it's a boxer that I just don't care to watch on a main stage, and that would be bad for his career, because it would definitely show that he's not going to be able to sell anything. So then that means that why would Gervonta even want to fight him? Like, I would give up the belt and fight him. That's no money in there.
I got you. I mean, I wanted to ask you this question. Do you think Shakur Stevenson, outside of what Haynes just said about, him not fighting Keyshawn Davis, we already know he's not going to fight one half of the Davis brothers that's freaking at that division. But would you suggest he move up to 140 and challenge, somebody in his WBC division? Like Coelho, somebody?
This is what I see what's going on, right? So I see, let's say, okay, Shakur dominates, has an amazing performance against Cepeda, does what he needs to do. Boom. To me, he should be conversation next. All right, bro, let's do the tank fight. You're already over with Matchroom. Your Matchroom deal is over, right? And Tank has this rematch with Lamar Roach, which, again, hopefully for the sport of boxing's sake as well, Tank beats him, right? And then let's get this damn fight going on, right? This Tank and Shakur fight. Now, now let's say Tank has other plans and fights. Let's say maybe Keyshawn instead, or Loma comes crawling back and he somehow gets to skip the Morataya fight and say, you know what, we can unify with Tank. I say Shakur. I see him either doing something with somebody at 140.
Bomb Squad!
Him and
Yeah.
Oshaki Foster going at it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if Oshaki's going to do it like he said he would, but he did say if he beats Fulton that he might use his WBC status and fight Shakur Stevenson at 135. Now, I don't know if he's going to actually go through with it, but if he does, hey, why not? Like, it's something to keep busy. It's a grudge match. They've been beefing on Twitter. Like, they've been spilling secrets like it's like some little gossip girls. Like, okay,
Yeah.
right? So if the tank fight doesn't happen, right, and you still not fighting Keyshawn, and you don't move up to 140 yet, shit, like what you gonna do? Like you, Andy Cruz is going the IBF route. Uh, Murataya has the IBF interim belt, so he's not gonna risk that interim belt just by fighting you. Um, yeah, so why not Osaki Foster if he beats Fulton? Shit, if he really does what he say he wants to do and use his 130 WBC belt to move up and fight Shakur, why not? It keeps a little busy, has a grudge match, and to
Yeah.
be honest, Osaki Foster is nice as fuck. So
That does sound nice. I like Osaki Foster, so yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
man.
nice.
The reason why I'm asking about, this 135, it does have the potential for fireworks, right? But we're at a stalemate right now, with Shakur unwilling to fight Keyshawn, and Keyshawn is a champion now. Davis, we don't know what's gonna happen once he go there and knock Lamont Roach out in the rematch. We don't know who he's gonna fight next. So the lightweight division has mad potential, but one thing I'm looking forward to do, Tank Davis did move up at one point in time and fight Barrios and move back down. I'm waiting for the new ones, these new school freaking lightweight champions to see if they want to move up to a 40 and move back down to 35. And that's Shakur, Keyshawn, and whoever else is going to be that IBF champion after Lomachenko returns. That's why I asked the question.
I think Davis has to be the one to move up first, bro, because Stevenson's older. I think they friends, like they said, brothers, whatever you want to call it. So I think that if anybody gonna make the sacrifice, it's gonna be Keyshawn. If Stevenson wants to, uh, if he wants all four belts. But I mean, like we already talked about how Turk had already got Davis on this side down there.
Yeah, yeah, Turk
We already
locked
have
him
the
in.
roster.
Hell
Turk like
hands
to
and
do it.
everything. Palm
Yeah,
reading, all that
yeah,
shit.
bro. So I don't, man. Like Tyson said it the best, man. If you my friend, make money with me. So like, bro, I don't know what they talk about, bro. Like, catch the
and,
fade in the rain, bro. It could be a
and to be
trilogy.
honest,
It could be something nice.
Yeah.
Keyshawn, he Loki just started tweeting some spicy shit, talking about oh when he saw Hitchens and Shakur beefing again, he said y'all some weirdo ass motherfuckers. Um,
Damn. Okay.
like he's talking about oh if it ain't DB3 then let's get it and something like also oh let's stop talking about sparring, let's just get it or something like okay shit like I'm just saying, like, it sound like he's gonna be hacked, like, and he talking shit about that Hitchens and Shakur.
Yeah. I told people if anybody was gonna change the temperature, it was gonna be Keyshawn.
Oh yeah,
Keyshawn
for sure.
family, in my opinion, Keyshawn family gets it. They all about the business. Shakur, I'm not saying he's not about the business. Of course, he's about to get paid. How much he getting paid? What, 6, 8? What, this next fight?
I,
Shakur?
I don't know if it's six. I
I
heard
thought it was
it's
six.
I thought it was 3.5 million.
Oh, 3.5? Damn. I heard,
Damn.
I thought it was more than that from what they were saying on X.
It was supposed to be 5 million, but then him and Turkey had that blah blah blah
Oh,
going on,
so it
right?
was supposed to be how much? 6? You said it's supposed to be how much?
I thought it was supposed to be 5 million, but because the fight is not in Saudi and it's in America, the price is going down. That's what Eddie Hearn said.
Mm, that
I mean,
shouldn't
still
freaking
to get
matter.
3 million on the undercard, bro. What do you, I mean,
Yeah, three point
what
five.
are we doing here?
That's literally the same money he would have gotten by Top Rank. So that's still good money.
That's that's
I'm
that's that's
not.
good money for Shakur. He's breaking an M, unlike the other guys that say he ain't made an M. That's pretty good money though. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good money for Shakur. But in order for him to kind of get that 10 and higher, it really depends on his freaking performance. We already know that. But I'm gonna move on from this topic with Shakur. We just have to see how it plays out. As much as I wanted to talk about Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz for a lengthy time. I just want to hear y'all take on who do you have winning the fight, and does it shake up the division? Does the winner shake up the division, being that we still have the big fight with Canelo and Crawford on the horizon?
So to be honest, for me, it's not a big fight at all for the weight class.
Thank you.
because Berlanga, he just lost to Canelo and fought a guy that had a C-section. And Hamza Shiraz had that crazy ass gifted draw against my boy Carlos Adames in 160. And now he was like, all right, let me move, let me get my tall ass up. Right? Let me get to 168. So me
Oh, that's
personally,
real shit you saying? He did have a C-section, or you just bullshit?
nah, he just looked like he got a C-section.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
C-section, man.
Hey, that dude got a Tyson Fury body, man, a miniature Tyson Fury body, man.
But
You really have you crazy,
so
WC.
so me personally, it's not a big fight for the weight class at all. Is it a cool little fight to have it as the main card, like as the main event? Because it's definitely not going to be a boring fight,
I
right?
got you.
So to have it as a like how should I say, fail safe for the
Yeah,
event, because last time he was in New York, Turkey had an event. It was pretty fucking boring, the co-main and main event, right?
yeah.
So having Shakur as co-main and having the Berlanga and Shiraz fight as the main event, to me it just looks like a fail safe to at least have something exciting going on, right? And everybody walking home with watching something exciting, right? In case Shakur as the pay fight gets born. But again, for the weight class, it's not really big. It doesn't shake up anything, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't
That
really.
does nothing. That does nothing for me. I'm not
Yeah.
going to see him any
If I
higher.
look at if I look at the 168 landscape, I'd rather look at what Osley Iglesias is doing right now about the fight for the. I think IBF the final eliminator. I'd rather look at what Billy is doing. I'd rather look at what Pacheco's deciding to do, like those type of guys, rather than Berlanga. Like again, who just fought somebody who had a C-section, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and now he's fighting a guy coming up from 160 who was very chinny.
Well, let me ask you this in comparison, because to me, I feel like Hamza Shiraz should win that fight. He should be able to go in there and defeat Edgar Berlanga. But what about the Charlo situation? His return. Do you give him his appraising value upon return, that all the liquor has been sweated out, everything else is his blood is clean, and he can really shake up 168 right now?
I think he
160.
can. My bad. Go ahead.
You went out, Haynes.
Oh no, I was just laughing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yep, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. So
Excuse
I
me,
was
Scotty.
saying,
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. I didn't know if you was talking or what, bro.
Oh no. So my Steam y'all is acting up. Like I can't. Only thing I see on my like I'm on my phone. I'm getting feedback
Yeah.
and everything, and I can't see none of y'all on my thing.
Oh, for real? That senior
Right.
plan be doing that. Sometimes they do it to me. You're on that senior plan, right?
No, I ain't on no senior plan. You trying to be funny?
No, I'm just saying we both on the senior plan, dog. I'm just saying, dog. What up, Gumbo?
What's up, man?
What's good? What's good, man?
Gumbo.
Good, good.
I'm
We
just
just up here
listening
talking
out.
about some miscellaneous topics, bro. We was currently on, does
Shakira.
Jamal Charlo, him coming
Okay.
back and everything, being that he's clean, he's dry, you know what I'm saying, alcohol free. Does he shake up? I mean, not so much off Thomas Lamana, but just the fact that he's in attendance at 168 pounds, and it's a future fight with him and Caleb Plant.
I don't know, man. These guys, these brothers, man, I don't even claim they from Lafayette, Louisiana, bro. These guys, bro, they has been, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on them, but I just think they don't even matter no more, to be honest with you. So he ain't beating Caleb Plant. I mean, he been out the ring too long. I don't care what they do, WCS. I'm gonna just be honest on that.
Okay, that's honest. What about anybody else?
I,
Are you all looking forward for Charlo, who's already a 2 division champion, to come back and shake, rattle, and roll?
I'm looking at to see. I want to see how he look before I pass judgment on him.
Okay,
Like I said, I really want to see is he focused? If his mind is ready, you feel me? I wasn't too impressed with his last performance he did when he did come back. I mean, he didn't look too bad, but he was okay. But still, again, it all depends on with his mental status and how if he get tagged, how he gonna respond to it. You know, I wish the brother well, but for us, he messing with playing. He ain't ready for playing yet. He need at least about 2 or 3 more fights before he get playing.
Yeah, that's stupid. That is the dumbest shit ever. Man, Caleb Plant is a real boy out here. He's a dog. I don't care.
So y'all don't give him no freaking FICO on that shit because Caleb. Okay, if he wouldn't have changed up the game plan with McCumbee and got on the inside, he was having issues. You think,
Right.
Granted, he goes in here and look good against Lamana. I mean, he won't go in there and shine against Caleb. I mean, it's supposed to be a tough fight. Caleb, a former champion, 168. You don't see it being that?
I think Caleb's the best.
I think he been out of Luke Loans. I think he
But he's still pretty decent when it comes to his age and all that. You know what I'm saying? He still got a little bit of youth on his side. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, Golden went out. Somebody
so
else.
I'm back. Can you hear me now, Scotty?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I was saying that I think he needs him.
Calling me my government name.
I apologize. I apologize.
It don't matter, man. People know my first name, Scotty, man. It's all good, bro.
But my thing is, I think he'll need a fight here and another fight before he jump into something like that for his plan. Let's get your feet wet. He's been out of the ring now, 2-3 years now?
No, his last fight was November 2023 against Jose Benavidez. So he's been out over a year and a half, I'll say.
Yeah, a year and a half. Well, I still think and before then, he been out, 2 years before then?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think he really need him a little bit more, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. We really have to see how he look in this fight. To me,
I don't see Jamal Charlo as a bum. I just don't. What he do, Itauma?
Right, I'm not saying he's a bum, but like I said, we got it. I want to see what he bringing to the table.
Okay, I got
you. His boxing fight though had to have went down though, bro. Like you can't go buy a Ferrari and not pay for the Ferrari, and then, bro, your FICO go up. It goes down, bro. Like he was a world champion.
That's a solid analogy. I mean, hey, it's according to you 30 or 60 days though, Haynes. Come on, man. Shit. You know what I'm saying? See if he answering the phone when the creditors are calling. Come on, man. Give him the benefit of the doubt, dog. He's a Charlo, man.
When it comes to Charlo, I've been hearing from people from his camp that he is very focused for this fight. And he's been training for a long time. Like he's been in the gym, very consistent for a long time. And he's looking to get a knockout in this fight. It's from what I'm hearing. He's looking to get a stoppage. I hope for him he gets it. And I do think if he somewhat gets to his former self, focused, disciplined, and consistent, I think he can be a problem for anybody in 168. Anybody.
Yeah. See, like that's criteria right there. That's some great criteria this man just said right there. But if he looks like trash, I mean, like we gotta call trash what trash is.
Of course, we gotta call it a spade for sure.
Man, I think his Lil Charlo did worse for their brand than anybody doing that shit with Canelo.
I agree 100.
Like their brand is just tarnished now. You're gonna get the same weekend you getting slapped up by Plant. Spence getting whooped. Oh man, it just looked bad for their whole little team. Their whole team just looked bad from then on. Like it was bad. I haven't seen anything good out of that camp since then. So I guess
you can't say he looked at that when he was undisputed. No matter what he did with Canelo, the little brother was undisputed. Listen, I don't like him like that, but before he fought Canelo, right? The dude reigned supreme. He was the king at 154. The big brother got slapped.
Well, listen, yes, he did too. Little brother got slapped by Hurd. Hurd slapped him first.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
He's right. He slapped him when they were sitting down in a fight, you know, in
Jerry
the
Hurd
seats on
snapped
the
him
floor.
first, and then Lil Charlo, he bulljive with around and ducked Tim Zoo. He ducked Tim Zoo for damn near
And,
2 years.
and then prior to that,
I don't
that
think
boy
he did
Charlo was
Tim Zoo.
crying. He was
I,
crying. He was crying against Heron, bro. Like he was like, bro, he got some soft tendencies, bro. Like I'm just keeping it a buck.
I mean, I
That's
thought you
when,
talking about Jamel Charlo when he was crying when he
yeah,
lost to Tony
yeah,
Harrison. I mean,
yeah,
that was tears of you know, those are tears of passion that he effed up and he had to go back in there a second time. But he was locked in the rematch. I give him that.
yeah. I'm gonna give.
What you mean?
All I'm
Like, hold
saying
on,
is
hold on. What you
like
mean?
the
What you mean locked in a rematch? He was
when
losing
he
the fight
knocked
in the
out
rematch.
here
No. He was locked in with Tony Harrison. He was
and knocked
focused.
him
Tony
out.
In the
Harrison.
rematch,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
bro.
was focused, but he was losing until he got that stoppage though.
Yeah, Tony Harrison, man, when
I
he
think
was shining, I mean, his
he was
technique,
shot.
it was his game plan to win, man, and he was doing a damn good job, just like J Rock was when he fought Jerry Hurd. I mean, that J Rock right there, I just felt that he was unbeatable. You know, if he would have kept on fighting and boxing the way he did, just like Jamel Charlo when he was in there the rematch, he wasn't bullshitting around, he wasn't talking shit. Man, his eyes was locked in on Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison, the one who broke character and started dancing and shit.
My whole thing is, bro, when and WCS, you right. I thought nobody could beat that J Rock that beat her. That man, and then Banana came and split his wig. But anyway, at the end
Yeah,
of the
man, I
day,
never can understand that. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
that Mel, the when he was reigned, Mel beat everybody he should had to beat to became the man at 154. You couldn't deny him undisputed, bro.
I mean, he did what he had to
The big
do
the
to
big
clean
brother
it
is the
up.
one that held on to a belt and didn't fight nobody.
Yeah, and you have to also hold the liability in the hands of Mauricio Suleiman, the president of WBC, because a lot of people say he prejudiced. I've met the man in person before. Him and his wife. His wife more times down here on the regional card. I've seen her down here in the A and many other places by herself at these fight cards where the WBC has a presence. And I never got that racist shit. Now, if they invite me to dinner, that may be different. I might be out there on the swing. You know what I'm saying? But as far as them doing boxing shit, he looked out for Charlo. He said we're gonna look out for our champion because he's going through some shit.
Yeah,
But
but
when
he
he
was,
got
to
arrested
be
for hit and
honest,
run, he said, "No, I'm stripping. I'm giving to freaking the dummies."
yeah, but he low key looked out for him a little too much, bro. Like, come on, 2 years, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
I,
I mean, but people act like,
I might be saying this because the Diamonds is my boy, but I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, come on, dog. Like, he been waiting for that fight so long for a title shot, and like he should have been stripped a year ago, a year before that, at least, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. But with boxing, you know how the sanctioning bodies, who are they answering to? You know what I'm saying? Who are the sanctioning bodies answering to make these decisions? Pretty much they're free flowing a lot. Like a non-regulated sport, the sanction bodies out there collecting their 3%, and it's no one to file grievances on the sanctioning bodies, especially if you was in Carlos Adames' position. You say, hey, Sebastian Fundora position, hey, I'm right here, I'm up next, and this dude is inactive, and they're talking about they're gonna look out for their champions, so they throw the interim championship out there, and you just wait at the door. The motherfucker's ajar. We just wait there until you get access to come in. Sometimes it never happens. You just turn around and check your phone. You have mail. You done got a title in the mail finally. But that's not the way some of these fighters would have liked to earn it. They would have liked to fought. I would have liked to see Carlos fought Jamal Charlo. I think that would have been a damn good fight.
Oh yeah, that would have been an amazing fight.
It's not like it can't happen
I
now,
think
but go ahead.
I think the old Jamal, my bad, Scott. Hey, the WCS, the old Jamal would have destroyed him.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
Just like Belango gonna get beat, and Shakur gonna. I think he gonna stop old boy.
Stop him with what? You mean talking about stop him in the name of boxing? I mean, what are we talking about, Gumbo? You talking
Shakur
about
next
tug
fight,
on his shirt, something like that? Stop him.
you
What we
go, me
talking
and you
about?
go. We're gonna have a bet behind the scene. Shakur stopping Omar, bro.
No, you still on probation, man. When I lose 2 times in a row to somebody in a bet, man, you're on probation, bro. It became too easy for real. I think I lost 2. I think I won 1, lost 2 straight with you. So I don't know, man. I have to think about it. You there, Gumbo?
Hey, I'm gonna throw the rabbit foot out the window.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm gonna get a fresh one. God damn it, they out right now. I'm gonna get a fresh one. I want to move on to one of the other topics, man. Moses Itauma, man. Being that the U.S. is going to be on a Great Depression on heavyweights, I want to get y'all take on Itauma. Not so much his next fight, but he's only 20 years of age. His birthday not to December. He turned 21 December this year. Um, I like his style and everything. I like his overall skill set as shaking up the heavyweight division. I mean, what's y'all taking that, man? I know he's not a U.S. freaking heavyweight, but I like Itauma, man. For up and coming riser. Do y'all see him challenging for a belt before he's 22?
Yeah, for sure. How old? Like he's getting 20, right? He's about to
He's
get.
20. He turns 21 in December 28 this
Yeah,
year.
for sure. Especially after Usyk retires and then belts scatter away. Yeah, 100%. He gets a belt like, and probably in the span of 1 or 2 years, for sure.
So
That.
when you agree that only plays out if
Mhm.
Daniel
What you mean?
Dubois defeats Usyk or something like that, and somehow, some way, Itauma
That'll
gets the
be more
shot at
difficult.
Dubois, something like that.
That's a little more difficult now because I feel like Dubois, like he's only like 26, right? He's like 26. He will be to 27 this year.
Yeah.
And if he does beat Usyk, that means he obviously improved even more, right? So to me, for a guy like Dubois having this momentum and he actually keeps improving, also be getting tougher. If you watch the Hergovich and Jared Miller fight, because we had those critics about him being a quitter and shit like that, right? He's getting tougher. He's improving also on his boxing abilities, and he's having momentum right now. Also, as being a star, because everybody in the UK loves this dude. Like he's a how should I say? he's a he's autistic, but he's a funny autistic type of guy, right? So he will say some weird ass shit in an awkward moment, but everybody gonna laugh at it because it's funny. So I just think I Tom if the boy does beat Usyk, then our Tom I think will have to wait a little bit. But if Usyk beats Dubois, becomes undisputed again, then has one last fight, and then the belts scatter away, then Tama gets the belts a lot earlier.
So Itauma, in the WBA, I always bring in the WBA because they have the regular title. Right now is Kubrat Pulev. Ahead of Itauma is Michael Hunter and Fabio Wardley.
Hmm.
Do you see that being the most expedient route for him to pick up a regular title? I know sometimes the conversation isn't too pleasant when it comes to recognition of a champion picking up the regular.
Hmm.
But what about Itauma though?
Oh yeah, for
If,
sure.
is,
They're gonna go crazy for him. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's one of the routes that he's going to be able to take, man. Because Joseph Park over the WBO, of course, he's already been a former WBO champion. You got Ajit Caballero, that's the interim. I mean, the division is pretty held up right now, waiting for Dubois Usyk. It's going to get very interesting from the winner of Usyk Dubois. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not wishing anything on Dubois, but like you said earlier about Usyk, if he wins, he vacates the belts, retire, and that absolutely opens up the entire heavyweight division. Entire heavyweights division, man. Like every sanctioning body. That's if it goes down like that. Now we'll get to see some of the younger guard come in and pick up some titles. I don't see a US being in that hunt, unfortunately, but there's plenty other heavyweights up there that's going to be champions.
Too busy playing basketball. Too
Yeah, I mean,
busy
them
trying to
contracts, them
get.
signing bonuses are nice though, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, another day, another topic. Real talk. But moving on, man. I know we've spoken about this in X, and this is the last topic. I know you got shit to do, and you probably got to go over there and cuss some people out. But I appreciate you pulling up. You
Nah,
know what I'm
today I'm not going on Twitter today.
saying?
The app is fried. I don't know what's going on. Like I can't even log into my account anymore right now.
Oh, for
But
real? Damn.
yeah, it's super weird. The app is a little fucked up today, but it's okay.
Okay, it just wasn't me then. Okay, I got you. Yeah, it was fucked up for me too.
Nah,
But
yeah, it's fucked up for a lot of people.
but shout out to BG in the building, boxing nerd in the building. I see you. AB in the building. What's
I
good?
see boxing in my son.
OG Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. What's good with it, Bruce? Hey, nerd, you can jump on the panel if you want, man. It's up to you. Real talk.
You scared,
But
man? You scared?
what's your take on? You know, I know we don't talk about this and beat it in the head, but I'm very curious about the Ryan Garcia, Teofimo. Um, I'm gonna try to get your distinct personal freaking opinion on
Mm-hmm.
this shit. So T.O.'s been, walking the edge, the gray area of being this guy who's saying he's just doing it for promo, but every time there's a situation out there, he want to comment on it. So Bud said, "Hey, this is what I did." He put it out there. He said, "You know what I'm saying? I knocked out a silverback a long time ago." And look pictures with it. And then the Zone put this out, and T.O. responded like, "Oh man, I can't believe the Zone is promoting this. Hey Peter, you got to do something about this." Of course, he drew in all the people who's trying to basically instigate this situation with him comparing Crawford to a gorilla and shit, and still walking that gray area of being prejudiced and being a little online radical with this shit. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Bro, like you know me. I don't fuck with you at all, man. Fuck that racist ass motherfucker. Right? So for me, I don't fuck with him. I don't like him. I have no respect for him. He to me he's obviously racist, and he's just bullshitting too much, bro. Like this this gray area. Like, listen, I get it. People are gonna say, "Oh, it's boxing. Who gives a fuck what he says?" Man, I ain't give a fuck. Okay, fuck him. Now, I'm not saying like other people said. Oh, strip him. Oh, this and that. I'm more so like just fuck him, bro. Like, I just hope he gets fucked up as soon as possible. Like, let him fight Boots. Okay, let him fight Boots. Boots gonna fuck him up. Let him fight Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn definitely got a chance to fuck him up, right? So yeah, yeah. To me, like you said, like I said, you already know my position on Tio. I don't fuck with him at all. Fuck him.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your take because he's really continued to be somewhat of an antagonist online, and he's trying to prove to people that he's a desperado. He's just doing what he wants to do when he wants to do it, but yet he's not really stepping directly on the square and say, "Okay, this is who I'm going to continue to be." I feel the way I feel, and I'm gonna start, making these insensitive comments, these racial comments, and that's what I seen this ongoing with him. He just wanna play hopscotch, so to speak, like we used to do back in the day. But if boxing is going to continue to allow him to walk the fine line, which the shit with Crawford, it's just him, instigating with me. To me it's just him instigating. But for him to say it was just promo, but yet he keep revisiting every situation that is racist towards a black fighter, it just shows how T.O.'s his true intent is. He has malice intent to keep this shit stirred up. I don't lose no sleep
Sure.
over it. I don't lose no sleep over, but I do know the usual content creators that promote that shit responded under the zone freaking post, and it didn't surprise me who was on that freaking post. But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on it, man. Not anything that we have to build a thesis off of, but in the interim, I just wish we'd just be able to find out a date when Crawford's fighting, a date when if Boots is gonna fight T.O. If that, let's get some dates. That's all.
Yeah, let's
Fuck
get some
everything
more.
else.
Yeah, let's get some information, goddamn it, right? So, and to be honest, especially when it comes to T.O., like I said this yesterday, especially I said this like 2 days ago on Twitter. I had this argument with somebody who, funny enough, is also a racist, and it fucks with Tio, right? So,
Okay.
and he just kept applauding Teofimo. Oh, he takes the hardest fights, this and that. And I was like, that is not necessarily that true, man.
You talking
Like,
about the Dominican and black?
no, no.
Okay.
Oh man, that I probably would have cussed him out the whole time.
Yeah.
Nah, it's Junior. I don't know if you know
Okay.
Junior, but yeah,
No, I don't know.
nah, that shit was so annoying.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it is. I would like for the dates to come out a little bit, more to focus on these fighters.
Hmm.
Instead of trying to say, okay, the last resort that we have is to make it about race. And now, they're the last resort. Like Turkey has all this money, and I think somebody's really putting T.O. up to, trying to stir up attention. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And the best way to stir up attention, just like Jerry Cooney and back in the day, they want to make it about race. And T.O.'s been
Yeah.
consistent with doing that shit.
What I see going on right now though is when it comes to Teal, I see this, right? I see Devin Haney being the option. I even heard like we even saw Turkey say if Keyshawn beats Edmund De Los Santos, Keyshawn might be an option for Teofimo.
Okay, that'd
And
be a good fight.
and obviously Teofimo, I to me it feels like pump faking. And
Yeah,
and with the Boots fight, I feel like he's pump faking with the Boots fight. But I'm gonna I'm gonna just say this is also an option the Boots fight. So these are the three options for the Teofimo that it looks like.
yeah.
Now, what do you think he's gonna end up fighting though?
Yeah, T.O.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question, man. Like, I just don't want him to fight Boots just because people like. I really want Boots to try to unify the 147-pound division. T.O. Yeah, he was able to collect, certain belts, in a package deal from Lomachenko. He did what he had to do, but that fight has long expired. It's still actively registered on his resume, but that fight is expired to start as far as bragging rights. I really don't want to see Tio and Jerron Ennis. I would like to see him fight somebody else at 147. Real talk, like a top rank contender at 147. Why not Blair Cobbs? I don't know why that guy's the Rodney Dangerfield of boxing, man. They don't give that dude no respect. But I would like to see him fight someone like Blair or
That'll be a funny ass fight.
Nicholas Flass. Nicholas Flass is a very good boxer. I know him and Polanco's been going at it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
but I
like
want
that
to see
Blair.
Boots fight the champion. I want him to unify again,
Mm,
continue to unify.
I like that Blair fight. They was
Yeah,
doing Blair. That be a very entertaining build up. Cause Blair go talking shit.
yeah. Blair be talking mad shit, boy. So yeah, that'd be crazy. Of course, T.O. has all the accolades, and he'll be like, Blair, you're damn near 40 years old. You ain't won a championship, man. You're old. You're over the hill. You know what I'm saying? So Blair gonna say, hey, that makes it all the fun for you to go ahead and defeat me then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
But if they give the fight between Teofimo and Duran, then I'm definitely watching. Absolutely. I'm watching
Oh
it.
shit, I watched it too. Yeah.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I know you on different time zone over there, bro. But shout out to Amin for pulling up over here. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure talking boxing with you in a less chaotic state. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
because I don't know what it is, but when you go when your lives when you live on space, man, people lose their effing mind, man. I swear.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck though. Like when I'm not like when I'm not doing the cussing and I'm just listening, right? It's funny as fuck. It's
Yeah,
entertaining.
it's hilarious. You know, it's a different atmosphere. It's crazy how the atmosphere is a little bit different than YouTube.
Hmm.
Like X is just full bore, you know, fifth or sixth gear, man. And you know, YouTube, man,
Yeah,
sometimes it's just like taking a stroll, you know. You going on a
yeah.
walk or something. Shit, a lot more
Twitter,
calm.
Twitter's the app for the YNs.
Yeah, for real, for real. I can say that's true. But yeah, man, appreciate you pulling up, big dog, man.
I appreciate you for
You
getting
know,
me up, man.
Y-
Was a good talk, man.
yeah, for sure, man. Continue to hold it down, man. Until next time over there in the X universe, man. You know what it is. Salute to you.
For sure. And salute everybody that was watching, man.
Yeah, for sure. You already know. To the hottest chat in the game. You know, I'm gonna continue just a little bit, talk about some miscellaneous topics. But that was my guy Mean from the X universe. Like he said, that's for the YNs over there that talk boxing. Follow him on space whenever he goes. I couldn't tell you exactly what's his schedule like, but I would say, um, you know, follow him when you go over there. You know, he definitely have a full house in there with the live streams talking boxing. He knows a pretty good depth of boxing knowledge, and gets his information from whoever his plug is in New York. So thanks for you in New York, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that's over there, I'm serious. Those of you that's over there, the plug, or whoever's freaking dumping this information in his lap, man. You know, intoxicating his earlobes. But yeah, let me get to this next topic. You know, I just want to touch on this one with Tank. Um, if you choose to hang out, I'm just talking in general. That I mean, but yeah, my situation with Tank Davis is there's much anticipation, of course, with the rematch, and finally, you know, we get a date and everything with Tank, and the the conversational piece is a lot of people believe that Lamont Roach, based off his initial performance, that's all they need to go off of. You know what I'm saying? They gave him his pros and cons right then and there. He passed the test, and they believe somehow, some way, what they seen in there was a Lamont Roach who showed that he was a level above Tank. I didn't see that. I myself saw the appreciated value of Tank Davis, who went in there and didn't perform up to the usual value or appraising value that I usually give him as being El Chin Checker. I believe his inability allowed Lamont Roach to have the ability to outperform Tank Davis on that night. That's how I see it. And I see the rematch being somewhat like other fights of Tank Davis. I see Lamont Roach going to the land of Nod, free of charge. You know what I'm saying? No signature needed, first class. I truly believe that Tank is going to put his punch combinations together much more thoroughly. He's going to be much more focused from what I see in the fight camp, much more focused and zoned in, calibrated to go in there and fight Lamont Roach, who's been on the victory tour. Not the kind of victory tour that's registered on his resume, but the victory tour that he went the distance. It's a cool thing now because you saw Edgar Berlanga go on a victory tour for coming in second. We saw Roach coming there for going to a draw. We've been seeing fighters go on an absolute victory tour just from not so-called losing or getting knocked out. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, that seems like the new norm right now. And as much as I hear it in these boxing discussions, people are really sticking to it. Like they talk about this shit like it's real. Like this is a common thing. Like they used to tell us growing up, like eat your vegetables. People are telling you, hey man, I know what I seen. I know what I seen, man. It's almost like the cheat code has been activated, Roach. Lamont Roach activated the cheat code, bro. They believe that Lamont Roach going in there in the rematch, the fighter that I felt that fought a lesser than normal performer in Tank Davis is going to go in there and potentially beat Tank Davis in the rematch. Hold on for a second. Yeah, but you have to ask yourself, um, is there some type of abracadabra going on where boxing fans are pretty much like they're driven, or they're a little bit inebriated off anxiety and hope and wishes? That's what I see with this Lamont Roach. It's almost like they have him on a holding pattern, like we're watching Gladiator. It's almost like they're waiting on him and he's Leonidas, bro. Lamont Roach, you have to prove it to it in dramatic fashion. You have to prove to us that you Leonidas, bro. You went in there and beat a Tank that wasn't 1,000% of the Tank that I'm used to seeing. So the reality in what I'm trying to say is, I truly, if I'm prognosticating anything, respectfully, I see Lamont Roach being put of a state of unconsciousness, semi consciousness. He still will be able to hear the referee counting, even though the numbers at that time may be a little bit high for him to stand up and recover. I truly believe that he's getting stopped in the rematch. Tank has one of the better jabs. Tank is a hunter. He has good footwork. Even though Tank possesses that power, he does know how to strip down his opponents, break them down round by round, minute by minute. He can do that. The way he hunts when he's on his A game, you know what I'm saying? You don't need anything special. You don't need an X-ray machine, an MRI. Dude is the best at 135. And look, I'm not up here saying that Lamont Roach has pretty much jinxed himself, because the man was thrown into the spotlight, right? He's this is the first time ever in his professional career that he was able to get this much camera time. And to have that moment, being that you at one of the highest points of your career, not just winning the title against Hector Luis Garcia, but you're in there with Tank Davis, bro. So I can kind of semi-partially understand why he went on his tour. But he was there talking about Tank still owe him 250. He's this, he's that, and it wasn't easy as they thought. Man, I just hope this is not another Andy Ruiz there, Lamont Roach. Are you listening? Lamont, are you listening to me? I don't see you picking up a victory. This ain't an Andy Ruiz moment. Even though Andy Ruiz beat Joshua the first time around, it's almost like the victory tour that I see him on is somewhat like in celebration as if you won. And that's not good. You should never accept something like, oh man, I went to a draw. He took a knee. They should have gave me. No, they shouldn't have gave you anything. Because if by chance the 8 count or the referee would have counted Tank for that knockdown, we don't know what would have happened. We don't know if we would have gotten a moment of straight violence from Tank the last 2 rounds. We don't know if that would have been the case. Almost when Zab Judah was knocked down the first time, and he found out Jay Needy had counted him out. He's like, dude, yeah, I was stumbling all over the place, but I got up. I was on wobbly legs, but I got right back up. And you just waved the fight off. And we all know what happened after that. I mean, his pops was fine. You know, I don't know if Tank would have unleashed and just woke up. You know how they say you wake up the giant? I think that would have awakened Tank, man. And we don't know how the last 6 minutes would have went. We don't know if Lamont Roach would have lasted the last 6 minutes. So when people say, "Oh, if the ref would have counted," no, you can't say if in hindsight, because if you count that knee touching the canvas, then we have to pretty much have some psychological analytics based off what actually happened from Tank Davis. We have to know what his mindset would have been if he would have got counted, and now his corner telling him like Crawford heard those words from Timothy Bradley on the unofficial scorecards. You're down. Huh? How? We don't know what Tank would have did. What if Tank would have got those words from freaking Barry or Barry Hunter or freaking Calvin Ford and say, hey, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, my man, you're down. That 10-8 round, this is a close fight. I cannot with confidence tell you that Tank wouldn't have went out there and just left it all in the ring. And that's my thing. I don't think either fighter left it all in the ring. I think Tank fight with Gamboa, in my opinion, was way more exciting than him fighting Roach, because he had no kinship, I meant to say no friendship, no freaking, kinfolk, no years of knowing it. That fight he had with Gamboa, who hurt his foot and still put on a display a warrior, his mentality. At 135, that was Tank's first fight at 135. I'll look at that fight any day before I look at Lamont Roach and Tank. I just thought Tank performed extremely well versus Yorkis Gamboa. He stayed on the hunt until he got the knockout in the 12th round, just like Crawford did with Jose Benavidez. They stayed on the freaking hunt. They stayed on the hunt. I don't see, it's nothing when I look at this fight with Tank and Roach, it's nothing in there that tells me that Tank was on the hunt. That's all I'm telling you. It didn't seem like Tank was on the hunt, y'all. I've seen this dude hunt in real life in the ring. I was there when he put Leo Santa Cruz up in the high welcome. You know what I'm saying? He put him up there in the upper. You know what I'm saying? The Angels was waiting. I mean, right in front of his pops. It's just nasty. I was there when Gamboa hit the canvas. You know what I'm saying? He stayed on the hunt. But man, this Lamont Roach, nah. No. You're not gonna fool me. You're not gonna fool me. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it, yo. I'm just being honest. I'm not buying the whole situation with Lamont Roach comes in here and put on another powerful, because people up here, oh, that was powerful, riveting. Oh my God, if you ever want to fight that played out just like you was expecting, the underdog to come in there, the suspense, I didn't see that. I saw big bro, little bro, I saw, hey man, you gonna get this paycheck, man. Whatever you do, man, they ain't giving it to you. You know, I'm just being honest. I'm giving you a check, dog. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I appreciate that, though. I appreciate you. Good looking out. Good looking out. I appreciate that. You know, you're getting a check. The same thing with Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. Andy Ruiz. He had a 2-fight deal. You know, there's a rematch in there. He got paid the most money he ever got paid in the first one. Went in there and stopped Joshua, and then he got paid very well the second time around. I see Roach as being a recipient of 2 paychecks, selling it the first time around, you know, selling enough. People believe that they was exchanging and they was punching through their opponent. No. I mean, it was just like moving around, yo. It was just like watching McKenna and freaking Liam Smith. I'm just saying, y'all. It just didn't give me the heat. It wasn't hot to the touch. It wasn't what I'm used to seeing from El Chinchecker, bro. And, you know, I'm not up here, you know, looking for a casting call of people to protest outside my window either. I'm just telling you what what I seen in that fight, you know, from being in the gyms, watching dudes spar. I've seen some dudes that's on TV go in there and spar and really put some punches together in the ring when they had the ketchup, mustard, wasabi on them. And I've seen the punches that looked like it had wasabi on it, but no, they was just working on punch placement. They was working on foot movement. It looked the part from a casual, from just somebody who's stopping by, or an inspired youth who's in there and they haven't been doing well in school and their parents brought them to a boxing gym and say, hey, pay attention. You know, I mean, I've seen it where some of these guys are really projecting ill will. And then I seen them spar with people who they wasn't trying to fold them like an envelope and put them in the box. They was working on angles. They was working on foot movement, punch combination sets. And I seen some of that. How can Tank only explode in a single round out of 12 when he had the potential to do it from the opening bell? It makes you want to activate. You know what I'm saying? It makes you want to activate, right? You got a lot to think about, big dog. I'm not gonna take too much. Shout out to you, Pima. I know you had to go, but I was looking forward to hearing your word, whatever you had to say. If Tank doesn't go back to Calvin, I don't think Tank wins. I mean, he really never left Calvin, to be honest. It's just Calvin was around, but there was some dead space in between Tank and Calvin. There was a small flowing river, you know what I'm saying, between them last time. But they've been training, and he's been training with Coach Mustafa, all that shit. So I really hope that the Mutt Roach doesn't come in here and looking like Andy Ruiz did when he fought Joshua in the rematch. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people thought that Roach was going to get KO'd, and he didn't, and got a draw. So, you know, people are going to pump up Roach. It's just not him. He's getting interviews from everyone now. Yeah, man. I'm happy for him to get limelight because I met Roach in person. I know he's really good friends with Dylan Price, who just got stopped by a fight, by a fighter that he was beating. Shout out to the D boys over there, man. They was moving him. And it wasn't no fault of the coach. It was a slight speed, a speed adjustment. He slipped the right hand. He slipped to his left, Dylan, and he was trying to throw that right hand. He was trying to throw that right hand counter, but old boy lined him up with a 1-2. And Deontay Wilder calls that the blind two. Well, Coach D's called it the blind two. That's where you throw the jab in your opponent's face to blind them and make them, slip to the outside and immediately follow up with the 2. And if you look at that 1-2 that he hit Dylan with, it was perfect. Oh man, because when Dylan slipped to his left to avoid the right hand, he was gonna come immediately back with his right hand, and old boy just lined him up straight, just like a slingshot. He put it right there in front of his face so he can slip on the outside. He never seen the shot coming, bro. Never seen it coming. But back to Roach. Roach is a respectful, cool cat, man. I just feel like I don't feel no type of way about him doing a round robin, a media tour. I don't find it being greedy. I mean, it's free promo. Make your rounds, man. Make your rounds, but make sure you bring a neck brace to the rematch, because that's what they're gonna have to prop your head up and goddamn, get you back on the stool. Like one of them neck brace, them pillows that you do when you're flying. You know what I'm saying, Lamont? Hey, it ain't personal, big dog. I'm just saying there might be something you stuff in the gym bag when you step in there in August, if that's when the earthquake's supposed to happen. Okay. For those of you listening, I don't see Lamont Roach going the distance with El Chin Checker. That's all. A lot of people know my take on those of you that gave Lamont Roach. You gave him a granule, a salt granule. You gave him a sugar granule of winning. You didn't give that man a whole sugar cube. You gave him a speck, something that you have to put on the glass slide in the microscope. Oh shit, okay. Damn, I like this right here. Hobby Shop doing their thing. Okay, cool. That's cool right there. Y'all was up here criticizing Tank for bringing up 130 pounder. He's too small. He ain't this. Nobody. He got beat by Jamel here. Man, y'all wasn't giving a damn about this dude. And all of a sudden, he wins your heart. He warms you over like hot fudge sundae. Oh, we're now Lamont Roach fans. Cool. I'm not saying that about Puma because this boy actually boxed. So I know his logic is not going to be anywhere close or orientated around the casuals. But I'm speaking to those who are not understanding that Jamel Herring won the bum. He won the bum. But when you hear people speak and criticize Lamont Roach prior to Gervonta Davis outing, they act like he wasn't nothing. They always go back to Jamel Herring just like they do Gamboa with Crawford. You can't make excuses for Tank. That wasn't Lamont's fault if Tank wasn't on his day game. That's true. Hey, no aggravation over here, big dog. I agree with that. I agree. Real talk. I agree with where you at with it. But all I can say is it just seems like Tank's inability worked out for Roach's ability to partially take advantage. Even to the point where I don't think he took full advantage of it, because it just seems like he wasn't all the way in 6. I was looking for him to, when you're shifting gears and you hear the tires squirking, you hear them tires squeaking. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And them gears hitting them clutch catching, transmission talking to you. You hear the whistling of the turbo. I mean, I didn't feel like Lamont Roach left it in the freaking ring. Like he didn't give me that vibe like he left it all in the ring, man. And that tells me, that convinces me that if it comes down to just an all-out war between these two in the rematch, I don't see Lamont Roach getting it down. I don't see it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll look at the Frank Martin fight and Tank before I look at the Roach fight now, because it was times in that fight where I assumed that it was going to be much more one-on-one aggression between these two. I thought it was going to be a much higher barometer of conflict, but it wasn't that. It was just like, yeah, I know you, man. I know you, let's go ahead and move around a little bit. Whatever you think you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, they still not going to give you the fight, big dog. But you should just appreciate that I gave you the check. All right, man. Just don't knock me out, man. Don't throw that left uppercut. Don't do it. Tank hasn't proved that he's the best at 135 yet. Don't say that, W says. Tank is the best at 135, big dog. Tank is the best. El Chin Checker is the best at 135, man. If you forgot there, Pimmer, let me remind you, man. Let me remind you. If you might have forgot that right there, let me remind you. One of my classics. You see what it says on the waistband when the light is shining on that dark angel. You know what I'm saying? El Chin Checker. Check it. El Chin Checker. El Chin. El Chin Checker. El Chin Checker. El Chin Checker. You better get it right, Puma. Don't let me throw on my Pumas, man, and start up rocking, man. Come on now. His corner couldn't even tell him what round it was. Hey, man. Listen, it might still be a little bit of that corona out there, man. Never know what's going on. It might have been a little bit of shit that was in the air. But I got something for you, bro. I got something for you there, Puma. I got something for you. Up rocks the boogie to the bang bang boogie to beat. I got something for you right quick. Watch this right quick. Okay. Since it's funny Friday. You know what I'm saying? Since it's funny Friday. Let me show you something now, Pima, and everybody else that may have a little bit of resistance. You know what I'm saying? Because coming from a military background, yes, I do understand what insurgency is. But I'm about to show y'all something, though, because I feel like there's a bit of resistance, okay? And resistance ain't always bad, But in this case, you have, when you're doing a POI, the period of instruction, you have to bring up some type of multimedia. And this is what I got right here, okay? And for those of you that still trying to screenshot that, yeah, I did that from scratch. Hey, yeah, that looked tight. El Chin Check on deck. Who's that? Is somebody in the background? Oh, Blue Hustle. Damn, my brother. My bad. Hold on for a second, man. I didn't see you back there. Hope you ain't been back there that long.
Nah, I haven't. You can.
Oh, okay.
You can. I can just back out and you can go ahead and cook, and I come back up a little bit later.
No, you good. I'm just gonna put this screenshot up there and show Puma right quick. I just wanted to remind him of something that's registered. And this is registered across the land there, Puma, okay? Because Puma said Tank hasn't proved that he's the best at 135 yet. Don't say that, WCS. And I'm going to show you why. For one, the evidence speaks for itself, that Puma. If you look at that right there, the one is just a slot over into the blue area, which basically depicts a draw from said name fighter. Okay. If you look in the red square, the red zone, as they call it, that numeric value is a 0. Okay. We already know what the green is. And underneath that, those are the hosted KOs that's attached to those wins. Okay. Let me explain this to you. Just short, quick, and simple. Yes, a lot of people believe that Lamont Peterson earned a win or whatever the case may be just by going to a draw. I get it. But he needs to come back and do something that's much more at a higher level to really cement his name as a fighter that people underestimated, and they look forward to seeing him again at 135, because this could potentially open up bigger fights if he go in there and perform the way he should. Even though he's about to take this L, Keyshawn has already made it a point that he wouldn't mind fighting, Tank Davis. But at the end of the day, he's still undefeated. You know what I'm saying? 30 have tried and all have died. So with that said, they all have stepped and split the ropes, but they just couldn't get it done, bro. They just couldn't get it done, man. And that's where I'm at. 30 years old, 3 division champion, man. You already know what it is. What's good with it, Blue? Let me finish reading these comments while you do what you do. I think Tank's performance gonna tell him what round it was. His corner couldn't. Okay, yeah, his corner couldn't tell him what round it was, but I don't think he really needed to know, because Tank told him, no matter what you do, they ain't giving you the fight. So, hey, don't you think it's cool for him to be polite about it? There, Puma. He used what they taught you when you're going into a job. Have etiquette, decorum about yourself. I think Tank's performance has something to do with his corner. They didn't have the same game plan and structure that Calvin has. Notice how Calvin prepared him with shots doing warm up against Martin. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Okay, so I'm glad you said Shakur is undefeated too. Being I also have a Shakur supporter on the panel now. But this is the one breakdown that I tell you about when you say he's not the best. Tank has been there through a whole nother roster of champions prior to, and he was the WBA Reggie title holder. If any one of them, when it was from Lomachenko to Tio to Cambozo to Devin Haney, Tank Davis was there the whole entire time, holding a belt at 135-pound division. And nobody, when I say nobody was looking for Tank Davis. Now he's in another freaking roster of new champions, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and then a Lomachenko come back based off Devin Haney vacating the belts. And still, neither one of them have fought Tank Davis. What? He the A side? He's supposed to do everything. He's supposed to take the initiative. I get it, bro. What's good with it, Blue? How you day
What's
been,
up,
man?
brother? What's good? Oh man, good. How about yourself?
I'm chilling. I'm good.
Okay. When
What
is
you doing?
Tank fought somebody that's been number one at least in his division?
Look, everybody who Tank fight is number one because they get an opportunity to go in there against the king of the
Oh,
division.
don't glaze me. Don't stop
Hey man,
glazing.
I'm
I
just
just
saying, if you get the opportunity, Blue, to face Tank Davis, dog, you are the
hey,
number one contender.
I respect that, like, right? But that's not what it is. I just asked you. My question was, is when has Tank fought somebody that's number one in his division? That's all I'm saying. I just thought I'd ask you that because I know you a Tank fan.
Look, I'm just saying, if they don't want to fight the man, you
Hold on.
know,
What you mean they don't want to fight? Shakur wants
look.
to fight him, but he ain't fought him. He's number one.
Oh my God, man. Okay, it must go. Look, I think this ladder, this Shakur ladder, that people tend to climb. I don't think they're realizing that it's only so high. Okay, they get to the top of that ladder, are they gonna fall over the top because you way off the height that you want to be up there with Tank? I would say this: at the end of the day, like I told people, when it came for Shakur Stevenson to try to get a fight with Tank Davis, he didn't do it because his hand was fucked up. Team Davis was not going to lock in a fight with Shakur because they heard that he wasn't sparring heavy over there, and Shakur's hand was fucked up. And what happened? He locked in a fight with Joe, and then he pulled out of the fight to have hand surgery and came back and fight who? Artem. So Tank, they was all about locking in a fight with Dan Shakur Stevenson, but his hand was fucked up. and you know they didn't want to go to the process of wasting all that freaking money on promo, and then Shakur bailed out the fight. And this is on everything, bro. He bailed out of the Joe Cordina fight. He dropped it because he had to have hand surgery. And people's up here talking about why don't Tank fight Shakur?
Well,
Why don't he fight Shakur? I was telling people they've been talking behind the scenes, and word was out of that gym that Shakur was not sparring heavy because his hand was fucked up.
I respect that, but let me interject just a little bit. I want to just respond. You said he bailed. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I don't see how he bailed. Can you see? Tell me how he bailed? He injured his
Because
hand. That's not
he was
bailing
set
out.
to fight Cordina, right? Everybody
Yeah,
was
yeah,
hyping up
yeah. But
Cordina like Roach, right?
bailing out means that you did not want to fulfill your commitment because you was probably scared. You know what I'm saying? Or
I
you
mean,
just wasn't sure of yourself.
no.
But
It goes on, and the look. It's all about the interpretation. You know how English language is very
yeah, I know.
fragmented.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying
I'm
because
not
you
talking
word
about
playing
bailing
right
out as
now.
far as him running. I'm
I
talking about
know. I
bailing out.
know.
He had to go under the knife. You know what I'm saying, Blue? He had to get that surgery, big dog.
Yeah, it's called an injury.
No, he bailed out. It's just like going skydiving, bro. You pop the hatch, man, and some people might consider that to be very dangerous to jump out of a moving plane, right? But when you got a pack on your back and you have practice time, air time over and over again, you feel cool. Once you pop the hatch, you jump out that bitch, and you pop the chute at a certain elevation. That's all. That's what Shakur did. Shakur
Okay.
got to a certain point, jumped out, and let Cordina know, hey, I got to get surgery on my hand, man. I'll see you on the other side if we ever fight again.
No, he just bailed out on he in your term, he bailed out on a fight that nobody wanted to see, and he was injured. So I don't consider it bail. I consider it was a legitimate excuse. You know, he injured his hand in sparring, and he couldn't continue on. So why sit there and ruin your career when you could sit there and say, you know what, it's time for me to take a break, y'all. I got to get this. I got to get this surgery, and that's what he did. I
I
respect
agree.
it.
I agree.
You know.
I respect it, but I'm just trying to get those who are unwilling to believe that Tank was trying to make the fight with Shakur last year. He
Mhm.
was trying to make the fight with him, but rumor had it that his hand was fucked up. And come to find out, he dropped the fight. Okay, dropped. I'm not saying
Nah,
bailed.
nah, nah,
He
no, no,
dropped.
I just listen.
He
I think,
dropped. He
no, you're,
relinquished. He resigned. You know what I'm saying? He rejected to
no, I
go
reject, hey,
forward.
look, I reject your deposit on your narrative right now. It is
I'm just
incorrect.
saying it's in escrow. I got plenty in escrow, big dog. So I'm gonna put this in
Nah,
escrow. I'm put in escrow, man. That the fact remains there, Blue, whether you want to accept it or not. The
no.
man had a fight with Cordina. Everybody was talking how good and solid his opponent was, and
Oh
Tank
man,
didn't want to fight him, and then
people
all of a
do want to
sudden the
say that
fight is
fight.
canceled.
But see, what you have done here, it's the typical form of what we call moving the goalpost. Because what we were talking about was number one. That be a Tank
Blue.
fight number one fighter. And now that I see that you have moved, what up, my guy Gooch? You know what I'm saying? What you my guy?
Hey, Blue.
What's
How
up?
you come at WCS? He's gonna put up a shield for Tank, bro.
Hey, look, I know this, but I'm trying to expose, I'm trying to remove that shield. I want him to come to that side of acknowledgement of saying that, you know what, my fighter's just my fighter, and I accept him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? Even for his flaws. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Yeah, that's
Gumbo,
what I'm trying to get.
all I'm, Gumbo is Memorial Day weekend. I know there's many of my comrades have fallen. Um, I'm not in the best of high spirit, but I even get, I feel a little bit worse when I have Shakur fans over here still running amok, not accepting that he has hand problems. You know, and it's a high possibility that William Cepeda may try to exploit that he has hand problems. He may try to stand right
Hey,
there in front of him and fight him on the inside the whole fight.
Shakur is stopping Sabina.
Oh, this is
Dang.
Gumbo. What up, my guy Gumbo? My apologies. I called you
Hey
Goose. I
Gumbo, you on the
apologize.
road, man?
Yeah, I'm on the road. I'm headed to Atlanta.
You
I got to
did you
deliver at
did you
Forest
just leave?
Park.
I know it's like 1 in the afternoon. Did you just leave the bar? Happy Mary? I mean,
Oh,
where
nah,
you
nah. You
where
ain't
you
gonna do that to my guy. Nah,
I'm just asking Gumbo a
Hey,
simple question. He might have just
nah,
left lunch. He might have
nah,
just had a couple of swigs.
nah. Leave my
He
guy
might just had a
alone,
couple of
bro.
swigs, man. I don't know.
Nah,
He said Shakur
that's you.
was going to stop something. Your
Nah,
audio went out. What did you say again, Gumbo?
nah, man.
leaving Chattanooga, heading to Forest Park, and I'm
Oh,
not drinking. I said Shakur is gonna stop Savannah.
dang.
Talk to him, Gumbo. Talk to him.
See, as much as I want to
I,
bet Gumbo on that,
I got 100 against you that Shakur stops Savannah. You can't get nothing easier bet to to even up the score against me. I got 100 that Shakur stops Savannah.
Talk to him. Ooh, that's a good bet. You can't. Hey, come on now,
that Shakur
WCS. You got
stops.
to take that. You got to
Oh,
take that bet, bro.
I take
He's
that
talking
bet.
about a
I
knockout.
take that
You
bet.
g- you got
I
to
take
take
it.
that bet, bro.
Bet. You know
I
me and you
take it.
good. Bet.
I take it, and one of the wheels off the back of your freaking trailer, big dog.
Hey, Gumbo, why he up here moving the goalpost and glazing so hard? See what I'm saying for
I'm not,
Tank,
man. I'm
man.
just disappointed that Puma's in the chat talking, putting up resistance. Y'all on the panel putting up, yeah, man, y'all really high. Y'all really high today. It's all
Hey,
good.
but I know. Hey, WCS right about one thing. Tank gonna stop Roach, bro.
Yeah. Tank gonna stop it. Even
You
Puma
know what?
knows that. Puma don't want to lace him up, man. He don't want to lace him up. He want to go over here with no laces in the Pumas, man.
Hey,
Expect to
what up?
run his
What
fastest
up, everybody?
100-yard dash. No.
What up, everybody in the chat? What up, Latch Puma? What up, everybody in the chat? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is.
Carlos, what's good? BG. Haynes was here earlier. OG Golden.
Gee, good. The whole thing is when they come to Tank, WCS goes into blaspheming, bro. So, bro, when WCS starts talking about Tank, all I hear is blasphemer, blasphemer. I'm just saying, bro. He's still there? I'm still there, or he put me on mute?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here now. I
You
don't
Yeah,
know
went
what
out.
we all
happened.
here. Yeah, we all
You
here.
went out.
Yeah, the apparently the scale house turned my damn phone off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. We be locked in. When is the fight? WCS?
Whenever the fighters get their instructions, man. I don't know, man. Let me look it
No, I'm
up for
talking
you
about
right
that.
quick, bro.
No, I'm talking about Shakira against Savannah.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna look it up. It's on July 12th.
Oh,
July
okay.
12th over
Uh,
there at Louis Armstrong Stadium, Queens.
Belango getting beat, bro. That dude is. I don't know, man. He looking for Canelo fight, but old ball gonna beat Belango. Or what do I know?
I want to say something real quick, just because you have a lot of Tank fans, Devin Haney fans. You got a lot of fans out there that say, "How is Shakur going to beat um, Zapata?" Zapata throws punches and bunches, so therefore, all he has to do is wait for him to make a mistake. Pretty much throw in between his punches and just. He says he's going to stand on business and stand in front of, which I can't see that because he does do that. So I think he's going to do that a little bit, do that here and there, and probably he might do that a lot because he's got a point to prove, and he probably and I believe that he believes that um he can he can counter him pretty well because I think he's gonna a person throwing that many punches and bunches like that, they're gonna make mistakes. So that's why I say when Gumbo says that he has a chance and I'm gonna say a TKO, not a knockout, but a TKO. You know what I'm saying? Referee gonna go in there and say, "Yeah, you're done." Now I don't see Shakur knocking him out because it was hands. So I will say that,
Sha- Hey,
but I will see
hey,
a
Blue,
TKO.
Shakur's gonna do the pain here.
Ooh, you got that remix going, my guy Gumbo. I couldn't hear anything you said, my friend. Can you repeat that? Or maybe you might be in just
Shakur
a
is
bad
gonna beat
reception.
Cepeda.
Yeah. I'm with that.
Shakur is gonna beat Cepeda like he beat Jamal Harris.
So I can see that. I can see that. That's why I said. That's why I said what I said. You know.
I
That's why I
should
said that.
put some clauses on that bet too, man. Because with Turkey, man, I said I wasn't gonna bet on any of his fights
No,
anymore,
I know
man.
there should be no clause because you got the up and up on
For
this one.
real, man.
All right,
For real.
hold on.
Turkey's
So
been on
that's
some
between y'all.
bullshit, man.
But in my opinion, I think that y'all should keep the bet the way it is because if you put stipulations on it, you winning even more. That man's giving you not just winning the fight, but he said he's gonna win by KO. You see what I'm saying? So you have more of an advantage. So if he gets a draw, he still loses. I mean, if he just wins the fight, he still loses. So it's up and up for you. So I mean, but that's between y'all.
Thanks for giving me a tutorial on a sport that I already have pretty good clarity about.
Now looking out for my boy Gumbo.
I,
You know
I,
what I'm
I
saying?
thought he was gonna bring in some new information to the jury.
I brought in the information.
It's just
I
with
wanted
Turkey.
to. I wanted to
Whoa,
let you. I wanted to make sure my boy Gumbo didn't jump off the
Blue.
cliff. You say?
See, I have to back up on my back. That's a turkey card? Oh, damn! I thought I put my foot in my mouth. Nobody gets knocked out on turkey card, bro.
Hey, man.
Wow.
You know, turkey shit is hocus pocus all day.
But then that might be the fight that Shakur all of a sudden get knockout power.
Now you know better than that. Now you know, man. You're gonna have Blue up here, goddamn sound biting this shit, screen recording, and say, hey, look what Gumbo said over there. He get it. He get it. Shakur's gonna give us the same performance. He gonna go in there and have a fight. Both of them gonna be throwing great amount of punches. I don't see a lot. It depends on, is Shakur gonna be in the Philly shell? Is Cepeda gonna have success enough to stay on the inside? This needs to be an inside fight for Cepeda, in my opinion. If he wants to beat Shakur up, he needs to make it on the inside.
And that's
Yeah,
where he
he
going
said.
that's where he
He
gonna get
said. Yeah, he said he's going for the KO. Zepeda did before round 10, or at least by round 10. He said he's going for the KO, which I don't.
and that's where he gonna
I
stop.
I don't think I believe that. I think he's just going to go in there and do what he can. You see what I'm saying, to pull off the win. But you know what?
Zapata
He
gonna
could be
get
doing
counted
that.
like a mother.
Hmm. What was that, Gumbo?
Zapata gonna get counted. Zapata gonna get counted all night, bro.
All night?
Yep.
Count. What do you mean
Until they
count?
stop the fight. I mean,
If you gotta look at the attrition of Shakur's hands, though, I'm not trying to be funny, but to counter someone all night long that's in your face. Now, granted, he did land some hard shots on freaking Patley, okay, but he also hurt his hands in that fight too. You saw how swelled up they were. I don't see Cepeda even being nowhere close to a Patley who just stood there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Cepeda is on the inside and pushing Shakur back, if he can cut off the ring, Shakur may need the damn, hook to the body, hook up top, and use this damn power a little bit more than he would like. Shakur like dictating the pace. If he dictate his pace and create distance and use his jab and effective combinations at distance, it's gonna be a long night for Cepeda. He's gonna outbox him. Is if Payton don't know how to cut off the ring and push him up against the ropes and corner him and do some infighting, dirty boxing on the inside, hey, it's gonna be a long night. We have to see how it play out, man.
I think he gonna. The whole thing is he need to get. I mean, Floyd had bad hands too. Apparently, he needs somebody that know how to wrap his damn hands where he don't keep hurting them. Something ain't right about that, bro.
No, wrapping the same way. 100 on the line. Wrap your hands the same way you've been wrapping them.
I'm not. I never was a professional fighter, but come on, WCS, you know combat. Apparently, he needs somebody that wraps his hands better. I mean, for real.
How can you half step on hand wraps? I mean, if you are a silver medal Olympic champion, how would you cut corners on wrapping your hands with quality gauze? How?
You think he just got bad hands, WCS?
I just have to say he got small hands. Shakur has very small hands. They only get big when they swole.
I mean, his hand, he never had the hand problems before. He just apparently he just starting to have real bad hand problems. So
When you
something ain't right. Something ain't good.
when you look at his fight after the Artem fight, when they was taking off his gloves, he kind of like forgot he had a mic close to him, and he was talking about both his hands hurt. Now the Artem fight is the fight he took after he had hand surgery. You know what I'm saying? So the one thing about a hand, though, especially from what I've seen from some of the old professors in martial arts over in the Orient, is that the way they built up their hands is the old school way of punching rocks, gradually building up that bone density, that strengthen your hands and your knuckles to the point where they shit look like a goddamn, they have freaking a layer of leather over their knuckles. You can damn near not see the imprint of their knuckle, and that's time after time from punching hard surfaces and all that. Shakur, he has, your hand has small bones in it, and when you fuck it up and you got to hit the heavy bag and all that shit doing practice, how can it heal? There's not enough time for it to absolutely heal, man, unless he retired from the sport. Shakur's gonna have arthritis in his hands, in his right hand when he retire, guarantee it. His hand is fucked up.
Yes, when
So
you try to
I'm
paint a
just
picture,
saying.
bro.
that nigga gonna be
When
arthritic.
WCS paint a picture, bro, he be trying to make he be coming with the most detailed and
Hey,
like outrageous shit to make you think like, damn, if you didn't know no better, you'd be like, damn, man, I don't know about your course tank all day now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
WCS
saying
can
the
paint a
hand has
picture.
small bones, man.
Nah,
Go ahead,
man, cut
Gumbo.
that out, man.
Hey, dude, WCS can paint a picture. He'll make you start believing what he said.
No, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Blue, you
Come
don't think
on,
your
bro.
hands have some of the small bones? Your hands have such small
Yeah,
bones, man.
you got phalanges and mid phalanges. Yes, correct. You know that. I know that. But at
I
the
mean,
same token,
everybody's hand size
your
ain't the
mid
same,
phalanges. You're correct.
huh?
You're correct. You're correct. His mid phalanges. I wouldn't say no. What he said is that when he was younger, the reason why he has hand issues now is because the simple fact is he wasn't putting on the wraps and he was getting in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And he was sparring and doing shit without his gloves. I mean, wrapping his hands properly.
That's just
So that's why he said,
not smart,
Just
man.
think about it.
yeah, well,
And
I mean, he
early
knows that's not smart. He knows it. He said he was trying to be that guy back in the day. So,
See, what was his mentors at?
no,
I think that, hey, I think Bud need to wrap his hands. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, you gotta understand. Okay, how does the team look? Who's the chief second? Who's the cut man? Bud just can't step in like that if his team is already established. You know, they may know who Bud is and all that, but when you bring your team to the fight, to the fight night, the person who wrap your hands now is the person who's gonna wrap your hands then too. They ain't gonna let Bud wrap his hands.
Apparently
Bud
got the
wraps his
wrong
hands.
hair.
Bud wraps his hands himself because the simple fact is, the time
Yeah,
he had his coach back in the day wrap his hands, he made his hands go numb in a fight.
yeah,
He said
yeah.
that
He
some
do
shit.
wrap
He
his
wrapped his
own
own
hands.
hands.
You're right about that.
He said, "I ain't letting nobody wrap my hands no more." My shit went numb.
Maybe Shakur need Bud's coach to wrap his hands so they can go numb so he won't feel shit.
Oh, get off the gas, bro. You
I
know what
mean,
I'm saying?
Nah, nah.
isn't that a
Maybe,
lot? Come on, man. Isn't that a reasonable suggestion though? I'm looking for options, man, for your boy.
nah, you know what? I'll accept that, right? Hold on. I'll
Mhm.
accept that, right? But what I'm going to say to you is, I got here's something for you. Maybe Tank should get, look for a heart, so that way he start taking these real fights and proving himself and believing himself. Courage and heart. That's what he needs. Then I think your fighter will live
Last
up
time I
to it.
checked, Tank has passed every medical, so he had heart when he went in there. He passed every
Nah,
medical
nah,
exam.
nah,
You have
nah.
to
It's
get a little
mentally,
physical before you
mentally
get
his
ready
heart
for the
ain't there,
fight.
and it's
Eye
not
exam, all that shit. So
mentally,
he had a heart
mentally,
now.
mentally no heart. Physically yes, mentally no.
I ain't seen no fighter take that.
Didn't Tank got some bad hands?
What now,
Huh?
Gumbo?
Didn't Tank hurt his hand? WCS?
Yeah, Tank hurt his left hand, on Esau Cruz, didn't he? But he,
Man, he
Yeah.
got
look,
small. He got a small
every
muscle.
boxer, every boxer pretty much has hand problems one way or the other because that's their equipment. That's their main
Yeah.
equipment that they're using. They're using look, the boxing glove is to protect the fighter's hands. It's not to inflict damage on their opponent. If you remove the gloves and put a fighter in a 3-minute round, it'll be a bloodbath. The glove for boxing is to protect the fighter's hand. So if Shakur want to go in there and use no wraps early on because he thought he was him, that wasn't smart. That wasn't smart at all. But a lot of fighters do have hand issues.
I mean, he didn't have no hand problems against Jamel Herring.
No, I seen that. Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do down here. He bloodied up Jamel. Yeah, he didn't have no hand problems then. They
What,
must
what
have
if he
gave
did?
him.
He just
They
didn't.
must have gave
What
him
if
a
he
shot.
did? What if he did and just didn't? He just that adrenaline kicked in.
No, man, he got adrenaline every fight though. You
Yeah, but
gotta have some sort of adrenaline every fight to go in there, bro. Like, come on, why Jamel Herring? You get up adrenaline, and then every other fight, your hands hurt. His hands look fine against Oscar Valdez. I'm just saying. Didn't he,
What
Blue?
his hands
hold
go
on. Would you
bad. WCS only when
come
he's
again?
struggling.
Yeah,
Come again,
right,
WTF?
Gumbo. Hey,
Oh,
Gumbo made a good point. His hands only hurting when he's struggling.
oh man, that ain't true.
I'm just saying, when he's struggling, his hands hurting.
When he fought Artem, he wasn't struggling. When he fought Padley, he wasn't struggling, and he hurt his hands both fights. So you saying in Padley fight he hurt his hand? He was struggling? No, not at all. We all know that.
Now I know. Look, the poker face is everything in boxing. If you can freaking, keep that
No,
straight
we
face
said
even when you
struggling. A
hurt.
poker face. A poker face means he was just hiding the pain. Struggling means that he couldn't get his shots off properly, and he couldn't do what he wanted to do. And that fight with Padley, you could clearly see that he was doing what he wanted to do. So
I
I have
mean,
to
yeah. I
debunk that
mean, if you
again.
want to mention Padley and give him more freaking airtime and reach, a little bit further reach, okay. But Padley, I'm pretty sure there was some moments in there,
Even in Artem
um,
fights.
where Shakur felt. Because look, you can't tell me Shakur didn't feel his hands hurting when he took off that glove and he was holding the mic with his right hand. His right
Hey,
hand was big. You know
hey,
what I'm
hey,
saying?
hey, WCS.
Oh,
What's up with
What,
y'all?
what up, man?
What's
what's
up?
up, my
Hey,
guy? Latch Puma? Yes,
what's up?
sir.
Hey, what I do know for
No, don't
sure.
be getting all hyped up, Blue, because he on here and he about to say some shit that
Nah,
that
nah,
you
nah.
might
What I
like.
do,
Hey, look, I already.
off the real though, for real. What I do know for sure because my son's
Let
coach
me
used to
put
coach
y'all
him too.
together. Yeah.
Shakur had problems with his hands back when he was young too. That that's
Oh,
that,
okay.
that's the truth. Because he told me that he said his hands were so small that man, you couldn't even shake the dude's hands. Like you know how like a man shakes your hand, you give
Yeah.
a real handshake. You couldn't
Palm
crush.
to
You couldn't.
palm.
Yeah, you couldn't really do that to his hands.
Damn.
So he said he always had skill. That wasn't nothing. But his hands, he always had hand problems too. He said that.
It's not a way a fighter can enlarge their hands though. Like real talk. Like you can't do exercise. You know how some people do them
You could
strengthening
use those.
exercise and shit.
What's those things with the what's the ones you use with the hand? I got it for my son.
Yeah,
The little
those grip
yeah, the grip ones.
strengthening.
Those
Yeah. See, I
wrench,
don't know if
they're
he
like
does
little
those.
wrench things.
Yeah,
That
but
just
one
strengthens
of the
your muscles
coaches,
in it.
yeah, one of the
That doesn't
coaches
make
told
your
me to
hand
get that
bigger.
for my son. Use that for my son because it helped your hand strength. And another thing, he fought better when he was with K. Karoma than he was fighting with his grandfather. If you notice,
I mean, why he even lead K Karam? K
well, I get
is
into
supposed to be a better
well,
trainer than Wally.
well, that's the well, I ain't gonna talk about that here, but
Okay. All right.
Ooh,
um,
Lex Puma. I want you to shoot me your number in private chat. I want to
yeah,
talk to you about that.
yeah, but I hear some things about it, but to me,
Okay, I got you.
I think he fights better. If you notice, I think was he with Jamel? He was with Carone when he fought Jamel, right?
I believe he was down here. Yeah, I think so. I'm
Yeah.
not
So
sure.
just notice the decline in his performance. Not saying he's not good, but notice the decline in the performance when they switched. Have you paid attention to that?
When you say decline, be specific. 'Cause
Less punch
if I was
output.
to say
I
that, if
I
I
say
was to quote
less
it like
punch
you did,
output.
Blue
Less
would be
punch
talking about
output.
I'm hating.
No. I'm not saying decline is
Punch output.
skill.
Okay.
I'm just saying punch output. Let me put it that way. I thought he
Okay.
threw more punch. I thought he was more aggressive with Coroma.
Okay.
That's what I thought he was. And
If you're
somebody else
talking
I
about
know that was
Jamel Herring fight versus a lot of other, I thought he was mad aggressive in the Jamel Herring fight.
right.
Mad
Right.
confidence, all that shit.
Mhm. But a
But
lot of people I
with the De
know,
Los Santos, no, not so much.
but who had him though? Who had him? Who was in the
Yeah, I
corner?
think he was back with Wally then.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
you
think he was back with Wally then.
pay attention to that. But then you got blood and you got water. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
you
You ain't lying.
get what I'm saying?
You absolutely fact on that.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, like you got people that's got the blood. I'm gonna go with my blood instead of going with the water. Blood thicker than water, so people gonna make moves like that.
But do you believe that he's consciously listening to his grandfather the way he should be? Do he
No,
respect him enough? Because the other
I don't
fight
think so.
he was in, he wasn't listening to him, man.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think and thought that he listened to K. Caroma much better,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
instruction wise. It's like having Calvin and Tank together, and
yeah,
him and Caroma. That's just my opinion. That's what I saw, and that's what I
yeah.
said. To be
Mm.
honest,
That's a good point, man. With boxing, I really don't know why these cats. I think it's because the money, like you said, blood and water, keep it in the family type of deal that they may leave these trainers. But K. Karama, man, he's legitimate certified, so I don't know why he left him. You ever knew why he left him? That's something you say you'll talk off record.
yeah,
Okay.
people online.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Be offline. I mean, because
What's your,
how you got the fathers coaching the sons. Everybody can't won't make it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the fathers need to sit back and look. Just don't let my son get robbed on money. You know what I mean? Like you in his corner,
true?
but you can't coach because sometimes
Hmm.
like my son don't listen to me. He'll argue with me. Oh, dad, I can't do it. But somebody go pump another coach can pump him up to go lift up a house. You know what I'm saying? But to me, you know what? I'm just his dad.
I mean, he see you all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one of those things like it's difficult for a kid looking back on my life. It'd be difficult for me to kind of separate who I see all the time, and then you want me to change it up when I'm with you. Some fighters have it. They
Yeah.
can turn it on and turn it off, but a lot of times it don't work, bro.
And some dads are good on the amateur level, but
Yeah,
they don't know how to do the pro level.
that's true.
Man, hey,
Yeah,
not to cut nobody off.
that's a fact right there.
This a great. Hey, this is some great conversation right here, WCS and Puma. I never even looked at it like that, man. That shit is crazy.
I,
I'm just listening because I would never think it.
Um,
And WCS is right, because if my dad would coach me, and I know my dad is just aggressive, I don't want to hear that. Give me another coach.
right. Because I tell you this,
well,
I tell you this, WCF. This is no lie. So we go to over to Dusty Harrison gym one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if my oldest boy, he can crack. I mean, when I say he can crack, he not like my youngest. My youngest one got the skill. My oldest one got skill too, but he don't want to do it. I will
Okay.
cuss him out, cuss him out, cuss him out, but I know he got a skill to do it. So one of the coaches that was there that used to coaching him, he's a good he's certified in strength and conditioning. I mean, he a beast with it, right? So this dude had my son in the gym, no lie, man, shirt off, sweating like he was like a number one contender. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, the dude had my son throwing combos, all kind of stuff. So the coach that actually had him, you know what I'm saying, that got him after the fact, was so stunned. Man, he was in the ring like we was at a real fight. And I'm like, we was so shocked. Like, how the hell you get my son to do that? He can wake my son up right now and get him to fight somebody and pump him up, but I can't do it.
Mm.
I just can't do it. And the dude gets my youngest the same way. The same exact way. I just, like I said, some people have it. It ain't all about coaching, it's a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a relationship.
That's wild. I always tell people, man, them amateurs, especially when you got fathers who kids in the amateurs, it's a lot of educational stuff you learn from amateur tournaments, man.
Man.
If I never would have covered amateurs, I wouldn't understand the percentage of ethnicities. Like it's a lot of Mexican fighters on the amateur level, in my opinion. It's some blacks down there too, but it's a lot of Mexican fighters and Hispanic referees down on that USA boxing.
Mhm.
And I just don't understand how some of these fighters will want to go through the amateurs the way they be robbing them dudes and freaking still go on to fight amateur all the way up and then turn professional. Like it's just two brothers. I'm not gonna mention their name. I know for a fact that you know them. They got hundreds of amateur fights, but they won't turn professional, bro. I mean, god
God,
damn.
They might be
Huh?
in the limelight for it. You know what I'm saying? They just some people don't have that the professional pedigree though. They just real good when it comes to amateur fighting. You get that right. And then when you leave, some people don't have the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like just for instance, right? So you got people that's real good in the amateurs, but then you got somebody that's mediocre. They'll come out and get a good deal, and you wonder why this guy's still sitting there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the marketing when you come out of there too. And
Yeah,
then
I don't know why they still in the AMs. I'm like, man, when y'all just gonna be freaking all these the sacrifice you made, all the fights, and your son should be slowly but surely transitioning to the professional way of fighting, and he still fights like an amateur. He has like over 100 and some amateur fights, easy.
it's,
Everybody
it's,
knows them down there in the amateurs, all that shit. But I'm like, when are y'all gonna cross over, man?
yeah,
I mean, it's
sometimes
about who you
it's
know.
marketing though.
You know what I mean? It's about who you know, right?
Yeah,
So therefore,
it is about the marketing too, though. Because like
yeah.
I said, you got people that's real good, that's still in the amateur, but then you got
Yeah.
somebody that's mediocre. Like, how the way you get it? I give you a prime example, right? And it's not to be funny. It's a guy that's from the DMV. I ain't gonna say no name. He used to get beat up by top amateurs. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about. I'm saying this guy was a unified champion for 2 or 3 years. You should know what I'm talking about. He fought at 154.
Mm.
And he came out at the right time. But the people that was beating them up was winning, and they were smaller guys that was winning. I mean, like national titles every year, and they went to the pros, and wasn't that good in the pros. This other particular fighter comes out and hit it at the right time. He was big and weight bullying and fought at a certain weight and was muscling people. And then, like I said, he was lazy, wouldn't jump rope. And I sat there and seen him doing heard coaches talk about him. But the other guys were, you know what I'm saying, well, they were doing their thing. But this guy
Mm-hmm.
here like I said, he hit at the right time. And he said, you can't get mad at the fighter. Because my son can be a beast and he don't come out and do nothing in the pros. I'm not going to be mad at him, but some people click at the right time, some people don't.
And what's the age cutoff for amateurs?
Shoot, man, they be having people fighting the Golden Gloves at 30 years old.
Oh, for real? God
Yeah,
damn.
24. Yeah, my man fought a dude. He was what 30? He was 17.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know it can go that high. No wonder
Yeah,
they still down there.
he be having the Golden Gloves. They 24
And
years old. Man, I'm saying them guys be 16 fighting 22, 23 year olds. They be so happy whooping on them dudes.
mm, because they father referee down there, So I don't know if they getting sponsorship money down there in the amateurs or what, but I know
They
they.
give you a little kickback down there.
Oh, they do. Okay,
Joker just winning. You ain't supposed to get nothing. They give you a little something down there. Sure, we
that
had
might be
jokers
it then.
to get flown in to come fight people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay your airfare or you know what I'm saying, give you $3,000 to come fight my son. You know what I'm saying? They'll pay people airfare just to come fight.
Okay, that's wild, man. That's wild because I just don't know. You I know your living quarters is only so spacious, but you have all these amateur medals and belts all over the freaking place. Two sons fighting. And that shit gonna get to a point where you can't even see the shit no more. It's just gonna become like clutter.
Yeah.
It looks good for a picture,
Hmm.
but damn, where the growth at? How do you expand?
And some people just want to be top amateurs, bro. I mean, like I said, all decisions you make.
You ever fought on the Sugar Bird card?
Yeah, my son won a tournament down there before.
Okay.
We went down to Atlanta. Matter of fact, we took four fighters down there, and all four won the whole tournament, different weight classes.
Okay. Okay. That's what's
That
up.
was that was a hell of a tournament. 'Cause you had people from Hawaii. I mean, it was all over the states coming down. That's a real good tournament down there. It's
Yeah,
not as big as the Golden. It's not as big as the Nationals though, but it's a decent tournament.
mm. Yeah, I went down there to volunteer to cover his car back in the day. And that nigga tried to tell me I had to, give his wife all my photos. They was gonna pick the ones out. I said it doesn't work like that. And we got into a big ass argument. I say, bro, come on, just think about it. If ESPN or anybody else come down here and they taking pictures, are you gonna take their freaking camera, their card and SD card, and then take the? No, it's my content, bro. So it's just like, it's we gonna need you. And then somebody else told him, say, hey man, he was volunteering to shoot. That don't make any sense what you doing. And you start finding out how many other fights I shot. So I came back down to a fight of his,
Hmm.
and I get there ahead of time and all that, fighters checking in and shit. So he say, oh, you back. I said, I just came to check it out. He say, you trying to shoot the card? Ain't nothing changed. You gonna have to let me view it. I say, okay, I ain't shooting. And that's the last time I've been down there. He want to make it hard for me, and people don't even show ATL no love, man. Like, ain't nobody really up there shooting a whole freaking card like I was. I used to shoot 21 straight fights, man,
Shoot, you
on
might have
these
been down.
cards.
You might have been down there when we went down there a couple years ago.
Probably. I mean, like, I was shooting and putting the motherfucking shit out there. Fighters would hit me up, talking about, appreciate the pics or whatever. Well, nobody else doing it but him. He's the only one that gave me a hard time, bro.
Yeah, I gotta get your information. I got pictures from down there when they won all the belts and stuff, videos.
So your which one do you have the most stock in that's gonna, stay motivated, to carry forward with boxing? Your oldest, your youngest, what?
Oh, no, my youngest, my oldest, he out of it there. He just graduated.
Okay.
He about to be a firefighter. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's what's up.
he just graduated yesterday. My youngest wants to do it. Definitely. I mean, that dude don't even play video games.
So he
And
about to be a firefighter locally, where you at, or a different
yeah,
region?
yeah, out here
All
where
right.
I'm at. Yeah.
What made him go there? I mean, you got family in that mug, what?
Nah, it's a program they had in high school for junior and senior. So he was like he didn't know what he wanted to do, so I put him in it. So I said, well, just to be your A plan and whatever plan you got, B or C plan. My father always tell me I have an A, B, and sometimes C. So he started liking it, and they paid for him to go to college too. So he about to go to Bowie State next month.
Dang.
So
And
he's
they
like,
pay for
"Well,
him to
I'm
go to
gonna do that."
college too.
Yeah,
Okay.
long as you take some of the classes in the within the job. So I say take advantage of that, bro.
Oh, that's wild right there. I ain't know that. I know ROTC out there and stuff like that. But I ain't never too much heard about no fireman. Okay. That's what's
Yeah.
up, man.
Plus, it's a 20-year retirement, so you start off at 18. He's 17 now, but did the applications. They hired the cadets quick, so he start you go in the academy in the fall, and turn 18, start the fall class, do 20 years, he be retired when he's 38.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not? You
That's
know.
that's good shit. Yeah, I retired when I was 37, man.
Oh yeah, sir.
So
I'll
so
be
that's
gone
we're
this
on the
year.
same plan. I hope everything work out with him. I hope they don't call him out to Cali because Cali, them fires be goddamn 3 stories high sometimes. Shit.
Nah, we got a shortage over here. We at so we we all
Hey, your
right.
son might be like, "Hey, Dad, I'm being UA. I'm going UA, man. I can't do it." I was over in Cali, man. I seen them fires coming down near the highway. I say, "Damn, I never thought a fire can get that high." That motherfucker was it was tall, man. I was like, "Damn."
Them jobs over here, they working 8 days a month, man. You can get a whole full-time job, so doing something
Oh,
else.
for real? Oh
Yeah, only
shit.
8 days a month.
Then what state is that you talking about?
Maryland, in PG
Oh, for
County.
real? Man.
Mhm.
Yeah, it ain't no fires gonna happen in no freaking Maryland anytime soon, unless it's a house fire,
Yeah,
something
ain't
like
that a
that.
week, man. So 8 days a month. You know what I'm saying? You starting off at like 60 something grand at 18. That's good money, bro. Living at home, that's good money.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I hope you stay healthy on that. That's a good if they still getting well, obviously he getting 60, he on salary, right?
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
know you
so
can
he
do
on
EMT. So when you go to school for the EMT, you get paid a little more. So you come in as an EMT and a firefighter. So you can work overtime on the ambulance on your days off or when your shift is over.
yeah, he can always freaking transfer that over to once he retire, he can always transfer over to some other medical.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was just pretty much talking about some of these miscellaneous boxing topics because you had the TO situation. I talked about that earlier, where he was trying to act like Crawford putting that gorilla up there. To my, I knocked out a gorilla a long time ago, and TO wanna chime in and say, "Oh, Peter, you're gonna allow this to happen?" You know, because Crawford was just sitting there next to a silverback gorilla. I said, "This nigga won't stop, man."
You trying to eat me, bro. Hey, did you talk about that interview? What we talked about this one?
I did a reaction to it yesterday.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Man, ain't you
Yeah, I did. I
man?
gave you a shout out. I say, man, Blue, told me about it. But I had seen a portion of the interview in a
Yeah.
clip, but I went over the whole actually interview. The only thing to me was, yeah, he told Mike Carpenter to his face that he didn't appreciate, his professional skills. And see, that's just Shakur not knowing when you take a dude from behind the mic, behind the keyboard, and put him in there in front of the mic, you're gonna get that type of performance. He's used to typing. Carpenter is used to doing things in the comfort of his own freaking domicile. So you put him in front of the mic. Come on, man. He's gonna be at his worst. This dude is used to typing.
Mm,
So Shakur dogging him
well,
like that, he was right.
he he should have came with some better questions.
Huh?
I said he should have came with some better questions.
He said, man, this is the third take. This is the worst. I mean the worst. He said, this dude right here is the worst. And I think Shakur was kind of mad because he had Cepeda over him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had Cepeda over him. I can see why he was mad. He's feeling some
But
type of way.
but if he's I mean, if I was Shakur, I probably would have said the same shit because
Shakur's pretty honest about, the way he feels about things. You know what I'm saying? He's too honest. That's why he puts his foot in his mouth a lot of times. You know what I mean? So, uh, I liked how, he talked about certain things that a lot of people would try to glaze over, like the simple fact that he does give, Tank props and Tank always knocking him,
Yeah.
So, and then I liked how he basically said, look, if the fight don't happen, man, sure, he ducking me. And that's what it is. He's just putting it out there. So
He
now
said after he
he's giving
fights
a,
Cepeda though.
yeah. Well, I
He
mean,
said if
yeah.
Tank don't fight him after he fights Cepeda, he ducking him.
Well, he said if he retires without if he said that in the lines of also if he retires it doesn't fight him. You know what I'm saying? If that
Okay.
fight don't happen, period. You know what I'm saying? Also, that means that he's ducking himself. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, you say all this stuff, but just beat me. And that makes sense. If I'm so easy, just beat me. Like, and people just glaze over that like it doesn't matter. That holds weight. What he's saying. If I'm so easy and I'm nothing, just beat me. Get me in the ring and beat me. What did all these other fighters do? Stop talking about me. You know what I'm saying? And just beat me. Get me in the ring and whoop my ass. You know? And I respect that because now it's on Tank. If you keep talking, you just talking, bro. Now you in a position of being called you trying to clout chase right now. You see what I'm saying? And you supposed to be the outside, and he clout chasing Shakur. You see what I'm saying? That's the way. If you're a real boxing fan, you should look at it as. But you got people that won't see it like that. They'll be like, man, he ain't clout chasing. He just proving a point. That's Tank. Tank doing what he do. They glaze over the situation and make it seem like it's okay. If Tank do it, it's okay. But if Shakur do it or any other fighters do it, then it ain't okay.
You know how to go. You know how to go. Everybody have their favoritism, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. That's why I said I
But as
think
long
this
as they got
interview.
Blue out here advocating, as long as he got you out here advocating for him and being a pioneer, trendsetter, you know what I'm saying? He'll be good.
Hey, look, baby, put me on the team, coach. You know what I'm saying? Put them ducats in my pocket, boy. I always
Hey,
advocate, but I'm always gonna keep them. Listen. The difference between me and somebody else is I'm always gonna make sure I hold them accountable. See, that's one thing I can do. I can't sit there and be like, oh, I ain't gonna glaze them. I'm gonna hold them accountable. Man, you're messing up over there, young man. You know what I mean? You're messing up over there, young man.
I don't think
Tweeted
Shakur
again.
mature enough to have you on deck to hold him accountable. I don't think he mature enough to respect you enough unless you have other clients where he can do comparisons. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Where he can really give you your credit and say, okay, this dude, I'd like to have him around. So
I know.
yeah. So I can listen
Yeah.
to what he has to say and shit
That
like
makes
that.
sense. Yeah,
You
because
know,
me being honest and actually holding him accountable, that means I kind of expose him to situations that might not be something that he likes all the time. You know what I mean?
facts.
It might be okay once in a while, but it ain't okay all the damn time. Nigga, hey, hold on, nigga, goddamn.
Yeah.
You ain't got to point out everything I do wrong, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Goddamn, bro. Can you give me a break, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Be over there.
Nigga,
Hey,
you
Shakur, you
annoying
know
me.
you got a hand problem. Why you rapping? Why you rapping? Hey man, hey, somebody get this dude out of here. Go stand outside, dog.
Hey, look. Hell yeah. Hey, man. You gonna be like, hey, man, you getting on my nerves, man.
To my granddaddy. Hey, get this guy outside, man. Hey, tell him to go get something to drink, man. Get a beverage or something.
All right.
He
Come back
talked too
tomorrow,
much, man.
man. Yeah, come back tomorrow, man. We're gonna try again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep it up, pretty soon you won't be coming back. So how about you think about that? Just marinate about that tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Oh, look, that's real shit. I'll be looking at him like, but man, the people know the truth about you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that should be crazy, man. I don't know. I wanted to ask you,
Mhm.
man. Hey, Gumbo, you still here?
No,
I wanted to ask you, man. Did you see that freaking?
Yeah, I'm still. I put fuel in my truck.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Oh, I wanted to get y'all opinion on
Go ahead, WCF.
DJ Khaled and Ashton Hall, man, running side by side in that commercial, dog. Did y'all see that shit yet, man?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna
No,
show it. That shit's
bro, them dudes
hilarious, man.
running.
No, I'm about to show it to you, man. That's just hilarious, bro. That shit is hilarious. Yeah, man, that shit was hilarious, dog. DJ
He
Khaled,
lucky he
goddamn
lost some weight
time.
though, DJ Khaled.
Man, stop it, man. Stop it. Lost weight where? Lost weight where?
Yeah, he's running pretty fast, WCF.
Excuse me?
He looks like he's running pretty fast.
DJ Khaled was running pretty fast, or was the camera sped up? That dude running on his tiptoes. His knees are screaming right now. His knees are screaming. Like, what are you doing, man? You supposed to walk. Got the Maybach trailing behind him. It's hilarious, man. Let me get that off my screen, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
man.
didn't drop a lot of weight, man. WCF, I took a lot of your advice, man. I did from what 2.5 to 2.45.
You said you dropped from
Yeah,
what to
bro.
what?
I
You say
dropped from
you dropped from what?
295 when I first started.
Oh, dang. Okay.
295. I was at 295, and then when I first asked you how to jog and if I breathe through my nose or on how to run, and
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
I've been on this journey, bro, and I lost 50 pounds.
That's what's up, man. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
congrats.
That's a lot of weight to
Hey,
lose, man. Just
WCS, I can't be smelling good and look like a whopper.
and you can't be smelling good, but you look like a can of spam. I get what you're saying, you know. Shit. I
Why
get
you
what
gotta
you're
say
saying,
spam?
man. Because
Why
spam
you
is
gotta say
one of those.
spam?
Look, spam is one of those foods where, to me, man, I love spam growing up, like egg and with a thing of spam, but it's so unhealthy, bro. It is
That
so
shit
unhealthy. I
greasy as
mean,
something, bro.
it is. It's like every part of the pig, the everything. It's
Well, they
man,
got the
come on
turkey
now.
spam too now. They got turkey spam.
And what's the percentage of turkey in that motherfucker? What's the turkey? Turkey freaking what? Feet,
I don't know.
beak.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I guarantee you it ain't turkey wings grinded up in that motherfucker, man.
I don't want no turkey wings. I want turkey meat. I don't want no wings or the bone and everything all grind up. Ugh.
I just know the cut a slice of spam back in the day with fried eggs. Man, that was a sandwich to have, man.
I was like eating bacon
Today,
almost, huh?
I think it was worse than eating bacon
Too greasy.
because
Because
bacon,
bacon greasy, is super greasy.
I mean,
That's why I
spam
said it
is
like that.
too. Spam has an
Yeah, that's
ingredient,
why I said that.
just grinded up shit that they don't even sell on the freaking shelf at the grocery store. Like, I mean, it's just stuff grinded up together to make spam, but it's good, man.
Have you tried the turkey spam? I don't eat
No,
pork,
I don't
so
eat spam. I don't eat spam. I'm just saying when
so
I
I
was
don't eat I
younger,
don't eat spam
it
either.
was
But I
good.
tried this. I tried the turkey spam recently, and yeah, I'm not fond of it like that.
I mean, what Gumbo said about losing weight, man, losing weight on your own without a freaking trainer. Like, I know how some people, they got to have music. I just never had to have music hype me up to go in there and work out. But some people do. You just got to be self motivated to go in there and lose the weight. Because
Yeah,
most of
I
the
was
time,
self
we get
motivated when
people,
I did mine.
yeah, most of the people that I've seen, um, that go through the struggles is the ones that have a gym membership, go in there and start to see a little bit of progress. And the reason why they're not seeing an extreme amount of progress is when they leave the gym, they go pack on everything that they just freaking lost doing cardio and shit. You know, they go to Chipotle or they going somewhere and because they hungry. No, you got to go get a smoothie or something, tide that shit over
I
something.
used to
You know
do
what
the
I'm saying?
protein shakes. I used to do the
Yeah,
protein drinks.
yeah,
Yeah,
protein
used to do
shakes, all
that.
that shit, man.
I go after I worked out. I go play basketball. Hmm.
Okay.
Get some cardio in, and then I go, do whatever after that. But I was, you know, I told you about my little workout what I used to do, didn't I?
Now, what was it?
Change. Oh, I used to. I changed up. Well, have you ever had a Bally's Total Fitness in your area?
No, I
Well,
didn't go
anyways,
to
it's a
Bally's. It was just too much of a show and tell over there at Bally's.
yeah.
I
Well,
was at
they
LA
had a thing
Fitness.
where yeah, they had a contest going on. Change your body within 3 months. So you had to take a newspaper, buy the newspaper when you started. And I was skinny, you know, 'cause my metabolism is high, um, real skinny. And yeah, so I used to, I take the protein shakes. I was in there working out. I learned how to work out from
Yeah.
when I was younger. A gentleman,
Mhm.
his dad was a kid. His dad was in high school. His dad was a weightlifter. So I learned how to work out from his son. He was always working out and stuff like that. He taught me, certain things. And I seen what he was doing, and he looked different than everybody at high school. You know what I'm saying? Lifting hella weight. So I learned how to do that with him. And yeah, I changed my body, man, the whole time, but I lost my newspaper. I could have won that contest. Yeah, I could have won. Everybody seen the difference. They was like, man, you gonna win it. And I could not find the dang newspaper, man. I lost the newspaper. I was so heated about it. But I felt good also, because I changed my body around. So going from skinny to going to pretty much being able to I was like at the time I wasn't benching 300 something, but I was benching like I think I got up to 275. You know what I mean? But yeah, I changed I was dedicated to it. Worked on a different body part every day and took 2 days off, the weekend off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yep. Positive, negative. Worked on arms, then I worked on legs. Some people go work on nothing but the upper body and their legs look like toothpicks.
Yeah, you gotta have some variety. I look back on some of the exercise that the Marines used to do, and it really wasn't the best exercise to have us doing. They could have been a lot more thorough, but I guess back then, the 80s and 90s and shit, man, that's what they was going off of. But the exercise, the variety of exercises that you can do now, oh man, it's overboard. You have so many to choose from. I say, damn, if I would have knew this exercise, all these exercises back then, it would have been different, way different. Actual exercises to build up certain areas, activate certain areas of your body to activate the muscle. Some people just they go in there and pick up a dumbbell and they say, "Oh, let me lift these dumbbells." Well, they got different exercises now that you can work on your biceps without picking up a dumbbell. Strengthen exercise, power bars and all that shit.
Yeah, yep. You had to use what you had at the time back in the day. Like I would work on chest one day, and then I would work on, you know what I'm saying, maybe biceps the next day. You know what I mean? So, or I would switch it up to legs, and then, do what I was doing. Work on back. I
Lats
know.
and all that shit.
Yeah, you know what it is. What it is.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get up, man. I gotta go take care of some stuff on this Friday, bro.
All right, brother. You be easy, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, same. Always, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute to
Yeah,
the
man.
ones who pulled up. Latch Puma, Gumbo in the building. OG Golden was on deck. And my boy Amin came over here. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Till next time, I'm out.